me and Adam over here, we're actually going to be doing a kind of podcast type thing for recapping episodes. Ooh, I don't know what that was. That scared me. But yeah, we're going to be recapping episodes like 1, 3, and 4 because computers hate me and they delete all the episodes.
Yes.
Yeah, so episode 1, that was like 2 months ago, I want to say.
To my knowledge, yes.
Yeah, episode 1 was I remember it was a slow episode. I remember all we did really was introduce the characters, what everyone looked like. And I think I'm not sure if we had combat that episode.
I don't think so. I think it was all just kind of set up, which is like, it's necessary.
Yeah. We wanted to get to know, of course, Gary, the homeless druid. We wanted to get to know Drusk, our Azamar detective. Mint, what is she? A trident? I think she's
a fish woman.
Yeah. She our trident cleric, Gavin, who plays our dwarven, or Bukar, our dwarven. Is he artificer or fighter? I think he's a gunslinger, so he is fighter. And then also we want to get to know Cody's character, Alexander, who played our. If I'm not mistaken, he plays our rogue.
Yeah. Has Cody not been back for a while?
Cody came back yesterday. He came back last session because he had some family stuff to do. I remember Chad's going to come back this episode coming up because he was having family problems. Some stuff had come up, so he wanted to deal with that as well.
Understood.
The first episode was pretty good. I think episode 1 was probably one of my favorites, is because when that's the episode you got arrested, right? Because you had all the knives and you had the you were withholding evidence by accident, mind you.
Yes. Which was I completely forgot that I had a murder weapon on me, or evidence that would lead to a murder. So
yeah. I remember when that happened. I was just like, I had remembered. I was like, he has the amulet. Like, oh my god, like he has the dead girl's amulet. Like, is he like gonna say anything? And I thought you knew about that. And you're, by the way. And I was like, God damn it. I was like, okay, well, I have to arrest you. The character, as the DM, I'm like, well, she's a cop. A very blue-collar cop who just, like, got promoted to detective. So now she has to, like, handcuff you.
Mm-hmm. And I hated her ever since.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very friendly rivalry you guys got going on.
Yes, it is. That's the fun part of it.
Oh, yeah. So then, I guess one of my questions for you, Adam, is like, what is one of your favorite parts so far about the game that we're getting into? What are your favorite parts, and what are your parts you don't like?
The idea of the kind of like the mystery of murders has been fun. I am bad at fine details, and so I've like recently started note taking on the game. So any issues that I have with the campaign are likely derived from that. So, some of like the overarching plot themes that I just can't remember no matter what. That's the only thing. But it's been fun. The combat was really interesting. All of the characters feel very like rich and fleshed out. So and, like, that's great.
I was talking to D'Angelo because D'Angelo, like, me and him lived together since we're brothers, and his thing is like his character, like he has such like in-depth like backstory for his character. He doesn't want to like let anything out, and on top of that, it's like so hard because he plays a detective, and he's always telling me like, I have all these ideas, and he's like, I don't want to like tell you because what if you change it on me? And I started laughing. I'm like, I don't do that because for one thing, that doesn't make the game fun. I was like, another thing, like he keeps on forgetting to like investigate. I was like, you have the ability to investigate. He's like, yeah, but the effort you have to put into that. I'm like, yeah, but that's your job.
Right.
I was like, I mean, everyone else is kind of relying on you to investigate the murder of the red tiefling girl, Talia, the Goliath man, I think we called him Samson, and now this new person, which we're going to get into the recap of episode 5. And he's just like, I don't know, man. He's like, I feel like everyone's the murderer. I was like, I guess. I mean, like, that makes sense.
Could it be one of the player characters and they just don't know it?
I mean, it could be. I thought about that. I'm not going to lie. But I was like, no, because I really don't think that would, like, I mean, it'd be funny if, like, oh, by the way, Adam, you're the serial killer. How do you want to proceed? And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You're just eating,
It's
like,
hard.
enjoying your day, and you're just like, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you'd probably have to make it like a you didn't know because you're being, manipulated, with like illusion magic, or enchantment magic. So otherwise, yeah, because then it's just like, I don't know. It wouldn't be as fun. It's fun. It's fun to have it as it is now, where we're all kind of a team, despite not really wanting to be and all being very different. So yeah,
it's entertaining to watch you guys like figure little things out here and there, or like get like a little bit of context into like this character's backstories, or even just find things out on your own. Because I find it like entertaining. Because like for me, I love like murder mysteries, and I love it when characters like they have very little details to go into solving said murder. And I love when you guys like find things like, oh my god, wait, like when, for example, when you guys found out, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't, I won't even say anything actually, because this is a recap of episode 1. But it's just, I think it's just entertaining when you guys like find all these things, and you're just all of a sudden like, oh my god, everyone's a suspect.
Yeah. Right. Scary stuff. Don't know who to trust. Don't know where to look,
Now, okay, so I have another question for you. When Hank, the idea for Hank and like your family like turning on you a little bit, like because you owe them money, where did that come from?
Well, I don't know. I kind of thought of the idea of a druid, and I just feel like it's hard to imagine that fitting into like a kind of, I mean, we're kind of in like a 1950s era type thing, right? Yeah. So unless it's like a hippie guy being like, free, I don't know, go to Woodstock
or something like that.
It just, and that's not a character that I typically like to play. Yeah. So for me, this was a good, like, just totally bizarre. I wanted to leave room, so I was like, if I have a family that hates me and my character's trying to like fix that, I could never come back to it and just have that be like a funny thing that comes up once. But if that somehow shows up in any way, I feel like that would be interesting,
And it's funny because like my brother and like some of our friends who watch, like, why do you constantly bring up like Gary's like brother-in-law, like Hank? It's like, is it just because like he's important to the story? I'm like, no, it's just like
he's not at all.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to make up an officer like, hey man, Officer Tusk Tooth over there shows up. Yeah. I was like, no, I was just like, he's just there for like comedic relief, and it's like funny because when Adam, like when you told me like, oh yeah, I want my brother to be a police officer, or my brother-in-law to be a police officer, and I want him to like, like be around and stuff, I was like, dude, yes, thank you. This is like my scapegoat. Yeah. And when I started adding him, I'm like, dude, this is so funny because like now he's a part of the story.
Sure. And it leaves room for him to kind of be like, I don't know, you know how there's kind of always those like really minor side characters that like aren't necessarily all that important, but they end up, I don't know, either like benefiting like the main characters, or like, they accidentally stumble into a situation where they actually have to like show their worth.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you bring it up because like that kind of ties into, I guess we can talk about episode 3. That kind of ties into episode 3 because like episode 3 is when you met the little Goliath girl. I believe we named her Amy, and like when you met her, that's like the character that I just threw in. I was like, this is just a little girl. Let's add more context to this orphanage you guys are going into, like Mother Teresa's orphanage. And when
the tiefling girl?
No, she was a Goliath girl. The red tiefling girl was the one that was murdered in the first episode, but the Goliath girl, when you guys met her, it was more just like, let's add more context to the story. Let's just like add something heartbreaking that like you guys found out about the Sliger fighting rinks where they have like trapped these like Goliath, or they trapped these like feyed children to fight like the death. And she was a survivor of that. So for that like little area right there, that was just meant to be like something for you guys to venture on your own and kind of like, hey, think about that after this story arc ends. And you guys completely took that character, which I love. You guys took that character and like, we need her to be part of the story 100%. We're adopting her. We're getting involved with her. I'm like, oh man, now I have to like write a tragic backstory for this girl that was meant to have like 5 seconds on screen.
Right.
And I love that. Like, cause like, again, it's like Hank and now Amy, these two characters who are probably going to show up maybe once or twice, are now like in the story.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
It was funny because when you introduced them, I felt so sympathetic for those characters. Like, they're not real. It doesn't matter. But I was like, oh my gosh, this is so sad. And I then was like, okay, well, I'd like to think that my character thinks that way, despite the fact he has no means to do anything. And he's kind of a screw up. It would be funny if he went out of his way to try to do something helpful. And it could end up being a problem. But, you know?
You're like, I have no money to take care of this child, but...
Yeah.
And it's funny because like you dragged like Melissa's character into it. Melissa's character was like, yes, 100%. We need to do this. We need to get this girl the best life possible. And when you guys watch this current episode that's going to be airing pretty soon, you're going to see like we're going to bring in this character again that I completely made up on the fly and now is 100% involved in the story.
Yeah.
And it's the best thing ever because I'm like, dude, I love that. You guys are emotionally invested in these characters. Because it's going to be sad when I kill them off, you know? No, I'm not going to do that. No. No, I would never do that.
Well, you know, maybe that is the push our characters need to really realize they shouldn't adopt if they can't.
Oh, yeah. Can't financially take care of them, yeah.
Yeah, oh gosh. That's such a depressing lesson for like a fun D&D game.
It's like when your mom or your dad buys you a pet, like a dog for Christmas, and you realize, like, dang, I have to take care of this dog. I'm a little kid, and I can't take care of the dog because I don't have a job.
Yep. Yeah.
So, yeah. It's going to be an entertaining episode. I really am looking forward to see what all you guys come up with next.
Yeah.
I guess we should...
And
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was just going to say, and I was like, I was writing out kind of the planning of this, and I feel like my character and also just me as a player, I still don't feel like I know very much about any of the other characters. So I thought if I try to write them in as like, you know, fallbacks or rationalizations for getting this child, then that will lead to more character interactions, you know, and hopefully that means like I will get to learn more about the gunslinger when I try to maybe enlist his help, like raising this child on him. You know? Yeah, or like Mint or whatever, you know. Yeah. So that's fun.
I'm really like, I really want to see how everyone reacts. Like, hey, by the way, I know you didn't want a kid, but now you have a kid, and you're just like everyone just like blown away, like, huh?
Yeah. And from anyone who's seen my character at any point, they know that I would be the worst person to raise the kid.
Oh my! And it's so funny because like your character is just like you don't play as a bard, right? And like you're like I think you've said it too. Like you're fighting the path of choosing a bard. I think that was your gauge. But it's just like the way you play your character. It's just like something as a bard would do, and I love it. I'm like, dude, this is fantastic. Druids are mainly like responsible sorts, and like you know, like they take care of things. And then if you're like here, like, hey, want to buy my knives? Also, this is my daughter.
Right.
Let's take her to work day.
Right. Well, and he's like a level 2 druid, so I imagine he's kind of one of those guys that like went to some like self-help conference, and that's like the amount of understanding that he has about like, you know, druidic
everything.
Or whatever. So yeah. So,
I'm really excited for when you meet. Like for like when we get more into depth into your character's like backstory, because I don't know how much you want like me to say, but I'm not going to say a lot. For when like the path you took to learn your Druidic arts, I'm really excited when we dive into that. That's going to be something that I find like hopefully you find entertaining, because I've put some thought into it. I'm like, dude, how do I want to do this? Do I want like it to be a god, just someone who like an elder, and I'm like I have all these ideas to just spin off, and I finally like got down to one specific thing. And I'm so excited for you guys to like figure it out.
Oh, I'm excited. Gosh.
It's just like, you know, it's the devil. What can I say?
That's what my character is like. Kind of chaotic good, but unintelligent chaotic good.
Oh, no. I think everyone, except for Mint, is chaotic good, because we have our Azamar Warlock, our detective, who is like kind of like do it by his own, like, you know, follow his own path, does what he wants, not the conventional police officer. Then we have our gunslinger who just walks around shooting people in the faces, bad guys like mind everyone else. But then we have like our druid who is just like, hey, children, let's like raise them all, save the world. And then we have our cleric who's just like, guys, this is like really irresponsible. We shouldn't do this. Let's steer away from this path. And then everyone convinces her to do exactly the opposite of what she wants to do. And it's like it's funny.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think. I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about before we just end? Not really end this podcast, but go into our little break before we bring everyone else in to play the game.
I don't think so. I think we covered about everything.
Then
Well, we covered our thoughts on everything, not like every plot detail. But that's
no. I mean, the game's really. I mean, it's a really plot to the game. We all just like mess around and we just like enjoy each other's company.
It's like Grand Theft Auto, kind of. If Grand Theft Auto was a detective game.
You have the main story, but then instead you just do all the side quests.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like how I played Skyrim.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly how I played Skyrim. I totally forgot that you had to like slay all the dragons. I was just going around and like fighting all these giants, finding like the different realms. Remember, I was like, what are you doing? There's a dragon you have to kill. I'm like, oh shit. I forgot about that.
Who cares? You know, I gotta deliver these cabbages. This is important.
The cabbage man across the street really needs him. Like his kids are starving.
Yeah.
But
cool.
Other than that, shoot, I think we're pretty much good. I'm afraid to like end this video because I'm having the worst luck. All my videos are getting deleted. So what I'm gonna do, and we'll probably edit it out. Like we'll cut this part out and just throw it on YouTube separately. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna for you guys, I'm gonna press pause, kind of mute everyone out, and just play music until we get the rest of the party in here.
Awesome.
But
you could also use OBS. That would probably be a lot easier.
Do which one?
OBS, the app. It's like you can like record.
I've been using OBS actually, and well, I'm trying to use it, but like for some reason, when I use it, you can only hear my voice. So right now, I'm using what's it called, Twitch Studios, until I can find something that's a little bit more effective.
You just have to add like a different audio output. You have to also add like desktop audio or whatever. That should be. I don't know, but that should fix it.
I'll be so mad if it's like, hey, by the way, the reason why you can't hear everyone is because you're selfish and you only put the audio on you. I'm like, oh man.
Oh god.
But thanks for listening to our. I don't know what we were going to call this. Our podcast episode recap. Whatever, we'll figure it out. But thanks everyone for listening, and we are going to start the episode shortly on Twitch right after this, and for YouTube, probably like post it a week after we created it. Thanks for watching, guys. I don't know what else to say, so I'm gonna zoom out. All right, bye.
I can hear you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our 5th episode. I am your Dungeon Master, Dominic Woods, and this name of the episode I think is kind of not poetic, but I think it's kind of appropriate. It's called "The Importance of Childcare." I'm again your Dungeon Master, Dominic Woods. We have Adam right over here playing our wonderful bard, Gavin, our gunslinger, and my brother up in the very blurry corner playing our detective. I think there's only gonna be 4 of us today. I think Cody and Melissa had things to do. Chad just texting won't be able to make it, but
Rip.
yeah, rip. That's okay. I have access to all their character sheets, so
Good.
we won't be in too much trouble. Let me go ahead and open up. Perfect.
I don't like that sound.
I'm spooky.
We
All
3
right.
can take on a dragon, right?
You're just gonna take on
Oh, no.
You're a dragon.
a Tarrasque by
Fine.
yourselves. It's totally cool, right?
A Tarrasque will be fine.
Oh my gosh!
I guess we should start off by explaining what happened last episode. I think that's probably the best thing to do. So last episode, our I guess now 4 players. No, there were 6 of you guys last game. You had all gotten a call back from Shoko explaining the situation after Drusk, Maya were caught in the middle of fighting the security guard that barged in and mistakenly took you guys as a destroyer of artifacts when he started opening fire. After you guys tackled him and started questioning him, you began to sob immediately, uncontrollable amount, kind of almost embarrassing for an adult man of his stature to do. By the time the rest of your party got in, the fight was almost over. Mint came in, tried to help you guys. Gary accidentally flooded the library, kind of destroying some books. Brukar, I believe when you got in, the fight had just ended. But at that point, you guys got everything, all the information you needed from the individual, and made your way back to the actual apothecary.
Yeah, I came in late.
Yeah. At the apothecary, Shoko had essentially told you guys that during the fight at the library, the third person on the picture of the orphans that were being killed off one by one, the third person, this high elf woman, was murdered, and she was one of the kids, and you guys can actually see on the picture her face was crossed off. At that point, it was kind of apparent that you guys were just set up to all meet up at one place. Shoko explained to you that he found the girl's body. It was somewhere located at the lower levels of the city, so in the sewers. And at that point, you guys kind of split up. Detective Druce, Alexander, and Mint decided to go investigate the, if I'm not mistaken, the sewers by yourself. Bukar, I think you went back to your...
I went back to my shop.
Okay. And then Gary decided to go visit his brother-in-law. And decided to give him the idea, not the idea, but kind of persuaded him that, hey, I want to adopt this kid that I met over at this, oh, perfect, Cody, hello. He wanted to adopt this kid over at the, if I'm not mistaken, the orphanage. And that kind of led into this whole thing where he got the money to go adopt her, and it's now going to be part of our, she's now going to be part of our story. But we're going to start off with, Druce and Alexander along with Mint. I had you guys roll. I'm saving Gary. Don't worry.
Fine. By all means.
We're gonna start off with Druce, Mint, and Alexander as they're entering into sewer. I had you guys roll exhaustion or roll 4 exhaustion points. Druce and Mint, you both had failed, which causes both of you guys to have 1 point of exhaustion. Let me pull up her character sheet before we even start. It's probably the best thing. Oh,
Do I put that on or do you?
what?
The point of exhaustion?
Just mark that somewhere on your paper so you can tell, or so you know. Hey, someone's vacuum is going off.
For who Potter?
Oh, that's Cody.
It's Cody.
Oh.
Okay, so
Exactly.
for those of you who failed, which is just Mint and Drews, you both have disadvantage on all ability checks, and that doesn't go away until you actually take a long rest or take a rest, whether it's short or long.
Yeah.
So, starting off, you guys go to the sewers where Shoko had actually told you guys to go. You guys walk down into the sewer line. It's not a very welcoming smell. It kind of hits you like a punch to the face. It's very vulgar. And as you guys walk down there, Shoko, before you guys had left, had actually given you a map. When you open up the map, it actually, almost like a GPS, points to where the body was found. And you, before you left, Shoko said, "Please be careful. We don't know what's down there. We don't know what might happen if you guys get captured or killed. So just be as careful as possible." Mint's like, "Of course, Shoko. We'll try to do our best not to get in any trouble. If we get in trouble, we'll call for help." Okay. As you guys make your way down to the sewer, it's very dark. Who has dark vision?
I will see or not see. I don't know.
To see or not to see?
Let's see.
I have dark vision, but I'm not there. Hey.
I think the only one who
I got
declared is
features
Richard
and traits.
Jones. Huh?
I do have dark vision.
Okay, so Mint does not have dark vision. I believe Cody, do you have dark vision?
No,
So
I don't think I should.
currently, the only person who can see in this very dark and smelly tunnel is Detective Drews. And as
I
you look
cast light.
okay, you cast light. As you just do that, you cast this like little ball of like energy floats out of your hand, almost like looks like this like water drips from your hand and just forms into like this floating bubble, and it lets out. I believe it's 15 feet of light.
I will check right now. I just saw I could cast it as a cantrip. Light. See. Last roll 20-foot radius.
20-foot radius. Okay.
And
So
dim
now you
light
can all see
additional 20 feet.
as you all look inside this tunnel. First of all, it's has these two like walkways for you guys, and just like this very green looking river, or not river, but like stream of water that just leads down to where the deeper into the actual sewage tunnel. As you guys begin walking, the map leads you towards the direction of the body. It takes about 30 minutes for you guys to get there without you guys having to trip into the water and walk over the obstacles or hop from one area to the next. You guys finally find the body. The body itself, you see the high elf girl's body just laying there. She had this very golden looking skin, which has now gone away, almost like this kind of like copperish looking skin at this point. And you see her hair is like very white, her eyes rolled back. You see the very similar slit throat that to the other two people, right across her throat. And you see she's wearing this very nice red gown. And she has these like very large golden necklaces wrapped around her with these rings. So none of her jewelry is taken. As she just lays there, not moving on the ground, no breath coming out of her. Mint just kind of like gets down. Mint's gonna roll, and I believe we can roll in the actual app. We can. I'm going to roll a d20, and I'm going to add her investigation check, which is a +2. So she rolled a 13. As she bends down and starts looking at the body, you can see she's just trying to look for like anything else. If there's any signs of like a struggle, any signs of her fighting back. You see there is in fact like some like skin marks underneath the woman's nails. Well, at least she fought back. I mean, that's important, right? Yeah, that's what I go for you.
Can I look around the rest of the area and see if there's anything that might...
Yeah, go ahead and roll check. I actually messed up. She has disadvantage. Mint.
I don't have
That's
it.
okay. She rolled a 17 on the second roll, so it's fine.
I will roll an investigation. I also have disadvantage, right?
Yes. Guys, also, we're going to go ahead and use the D&D Beyond website to roll our dice because Roll20 has been doing us pretty dirty lately.
I'm sad. Alright, I got a 12 total.
12?
I had a 21.
Wait, how dirty are we talking about?
Like, all our rolls, like, I know for Adam, like, all his rolls in the previous game were, like, all 6s. Like, mine, too, like, when I was rolling, like, for, like, combat, I was, like, rolling 2s, 3s, and I was like, what's happening here?
Hey, don't, okay. Well, that's Cody. Well, hey, don't,
Okay. What did you roll, D'Angelo?
12 total.
12, same thing. You just find the scratch marks, the throat cut, nothing else.
No ruins on her body?
Runes,
Like
no. There's no marks. So she's not covering any part of her body, so there's no marks around her wrist, around her neck. As you kind of just begin to investigate some more, you do actually notice, Cody, I believe you rolled to see, what did you roll for?
Sorry, I'm looking. You said we're doing that through D&D
Yeah,
Beyond.
we're going to be rolling for D&D Beyond, just so we don't all fail. What are you rolling for again?
I was going to roll investigation to see if I can find anything else around the area that could be useful.
Go ahead and roll.
It's going to be a 7.
7. Luckily, this isn't too impossible to notice because all of you guys noticed this before. There is a streak of blood that looks like she was dragged to this point.
From what direction?
So from where her body is, because you guys are laying from like you guys are standing right by where her legs are. From where her head is, it's leading up towards north. And as you even flash your orb goes, and it actually looks. You see the streaks actually goes around the corner into a different area.
Cool. I'm like,
Mint.
All right.
I guess we go there, and she starts walking towards. Like she starts following the blood streak.
Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna take out my gun and follow suit.
Okay. Cody, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I'll fall behind him.
All right. As you both begin falling behind Mint just kind of like turns around the corner and she just stops and she's like, I can't see anymore. And the light flies over. The blood streak kind of just like ends right here and she looks, there's no ladder kind of pointing or ladder leading up to the surface. And she just kind of like watches. You guys have walked, I should clarify, you guys have walked about like another like 20 minutes. Not 20 minutes, sorry, another like 5 minutes. And walked around the corner, have gone some distance from where the body is actually located. But as you guys get over, you do see the blood trail starts, not kind of starts, but it starts dragging. It almost looks like it's coming from the wall itself, like this like little wall, and it leads around the corner.
Like, and there's just a like the blood trail ends where the wall would be.
Yeah, so it's almost like if this is the wall, it looks like the body was dragged from underneath it.
I'm gonna poke the wall with my gun.
The wall.
The normal wall. I'm gonna can I do an investigation and see if there's any like triggers, like any, like not like a lever, but like a.
Sure. You do have disadvantage again. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the first one would be a 13.
13. Second roll.
The second roll was a 21.
Oh, okay. You begin looking at the wall. You begin like moving your hands around it, trying to find that if there's any like points where like you could push in like a little brick to try. Like, is that what you're looking for? Like a lever?
Yeah, like something to like.
Nothing really catches your eye. You can't really see anything. Excuse me. You're pushing against the wall, and it just looks like you're just like shoving yourself against the wall. That's really what this looks like. Like you're trying to force this wall to open. It's not seeming to work. Mint just kind of looks around. Let's see what Mint rolls. She's gonna try the same thing. 2. All right. +5. What is this? Okay, well, that one didn't work. Let's try that again. Roll. No, she rolled a 16 or a 21 and then a 10. Same thing. Mint just starts, like, she's helping you at this point push up against the wall. As you guys are both kind of pushing, Alexander, is there anything you want to do?
I'm not there, right?
No, not you. Sorry, not you, Adam. I was talking about Cody's character.
Yeah. Can I look for like a big rock or something and try to chip away at the wall?
Sure. Keep this in mind. You are inside a sewer, so there's not really going to be rocks just lying around. There is a stream of water. You can stick your arm in there to try to see if there's a rock.
I'd rather not.
Okay. Come on, man. It's 1950. There's not really diseases. Right?
That we know about.
Brings back the Spanish flu. He's like, oh, God.
Like, does the wall seem hollow on our side? Like hit it or be hollow on our side?
8.
8?
Oh, he actually searched. Oh.
8.
Oh, you're talking about... Gavin, you're not there.
Oh, 8. Oh, wait.
I came in too late for that conversation. I'm sorry, but oh well. Screw you.
Cody, what would you like to do?
I am. Oh, hang on. Hang on, sorry, give me a second. I gotta do it.
Oh. You had to leave real quick. Just kidding. D'Angelo, what would you like to do?
I was trying to see if the wall is hollow.
Give me an investigation check.
Oh. Here we go. First roll is a 12. Second roll is a 12. Nice.
Plus your investigation? Also
I rolled a 7.
You not. It doesn't sound hollow. It sounds like a normal rock to you, or a normal wall. As you kind of like listen very closely, and you're like, nothing catches your attention. You don't hear any echoes from behind.
Is there anything else around us, or would it just be like just that way?
So
and
besides
just a dead
the
end, like
corner you turned around, it is just like, again, it's a very empty sewer line, and I mean, there's multiple tunnels that lead to different directions. But it's just this wall in front of you. It's not like there's a candle, not a candle, but a torch standing right there or anything.
No, not like that. No, like, is there like a left way? Like, can I go left or right, or is it just the wall? Like,
you
like
can go around the opposite corner. So you can go, instead of going the way you came, which is like from the right, you can go over to like the left side of the wall. But it is a very, like, as you walk around, you look, it's just like a giant, like a kind of like hallway leading down to show you more like sewer lines.
I'm going to ask everybody to step back, and then I'm going to do something totally smart and safe. All right? Totally smart and safe.
So the rest of the
when we all get a safe distance, and I'm going to use Eldritch Blast on the wall.
Disadvantage.
Oh, yeah. Wait, but it's a wall.
It's still an attack.
Spell attack.
Someone forgot he was exhausted.
Yeah, I did, huh? I'm gonna roll like a 1. It's gonna be great. Okay, I guess I'll have to roll normal. Add 4. Roll. Not bad.
That's the first roll, kid. The second roll could be much lower.
Why do you gotta say that? Why did you have to say that? Also, 16 total.
Okay. So you and Cody, you and Mint watch as Drew sticks out his hand, like this like bright orange ball starts radiating in his arm. It would like almost like aura, like goes from his veins to his fingertips, and this orange ball begins to form as he releases a blast. It hits the wall. Go ahead and do damage.
Roll damage?
Yeah.
10 plus 3. 8 plus 3. 11 points of force damage.
It hits you both. Because there's not a lot of room from the wall to where this like the length of the wall and the sidewalk. It's probably about like 10 feet. So you guys don't fall or anything. I'm just like letting you know. So for them to step back, they kind of step to the side. But like a large like gust of like dust and smoke kind of comes back at you, D'Angelo. And you kind of like take a deep breath and you're, oh man, you do feel a gust of wind. You look at the wall, there is a crack, and a little bit of wind starts hitting your face.
Ha ha ha! Ha ha! I don't think it's safe for me to cast another spell. So I'm going to
Blast
pull
shoots
out,
himself in the leg. He's like, oh.
no, I'm going to pull out my claw,
Okay.
the like spearhead. I'm going to start chipping away at the crack, like get space. Or is it like, is it enough to where like if I push it, like it'll break open, or is it like?
It's not like a tiny crack, but it's like very like narrow. It's not like you're gonna be able to rip it apart because it's still.
But yeah, but like I could chip away at it, like
yeah, but your weapon might take damage from it.
Oh.
I have a crowbar. Can I use that to do it?
Sure. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Let's see. 4.
Oh yeah.
4. Because okay, keep in mind you're also a halfling, so it's not really like to be held against you. You put the crowbar in. First of all, from where you're probably like about like 4 feet tall, if I'm not mistaken. It's about 6 feet above where like because Drusk is a very tall man, so you kind of jump up, stab the crowbar into the crack, and you start like trying to use your body weight. You start swinging back and forth, try to cause the crack to open up more. Nothing really.
I'm gonna sit there and be like,
what happened, Cody?
Yeah. You said you want to stand on my shoulders? Yeah, let's do that.
All right,
yeah, sure.
The crowbar's in the wall at this point. Mint's like, I can help. We can all like just push against it. Maybe it'll cause something to happen.
Yeah.
Is all of you get together? I'm not sure if she has this spell. Let's find out. Does she have? Yep, she does. She has a +3 to strength. Jeez, she didn't cast guidance on herself. So everyone roll a strength check for me, and then she's gonna roll an extra d4.
Not bad.
Oh, okay.
16 and a natural 20.
It doesn't matter because she rolled a 1 for her. So you guys rolled a who rolled a 6? So in total, the group.
I rolled 15 plus 1.
Okay. Easy enough. Mint doesn't really do anything. She's like, she just kind of like sits there. Mint, believe it or not, she's actually very like, she's in really good shape. Her arms are really defined, and she tries pushing against it, and she gets a little bit winded. She's
tired.
And you and Alexander together just uses your full body weight. It pushes enough force on the crowbar to cause about a large chunk of the wall to come out. At this point, you guys can clearly see down, which is actually a stair. Well, you look inside. Still dark to cause your orb to float in. There are these stairs that lead down lower and lower into the sewers.
Are there any traps? You know, this isn't my forte.
Go ahead and roll a search or investigation. Give me a perception check.
Perception?
Yeah. No, this would be investigation because you're looking. So give me an investigation check.
God bless America.
Disadvantage.
That first one's not great. Really wish I had a second one. All right, so 14 total.
14 total. Not bad. You don't really see any traps around here because I mean, again, it's very dark in here. Even with your orb, we get dark vision. Doesn't matter. You look in. You don't see any traps. You do look up, and you do see that there's these cages, kind of like dangling. It's kind of weird because the roof of the sewer isn't very high. It's probably about like 4 feet tall. Look up. You see there's this cage. Like as you look down lower, actually, there's this cage with the skeleton just like sitting in there.
Oh. That doesn't look fun. Also, I would like to look and see if we would be like being followed. Like if I have a feeling, like if I'm looking back. I won't make it obvious though.
Perception check again with disadvantage because you're exhausted.
Yeah, because I'm exhausted. Not bad. Not bad. All right, I rolled a 14 plus 1 and a 15 plus 1, so 15 total.
You just kind of like look back behind you. Not again, like you said, not trying to make it obvious. Using your peripheral vision to look. You don't see anyone following behind you. You don't feel anyone following you.
Okay.
Because again, the person that you guys are hunting, the changeling, thought they had distracted you enough to where they can do this in secret. But
so I would think
the wall still isn't open. You just have like this giant hole in it now. Not giant, but a hole that's actually probably big enough to fit, for example, Alexander into. But for you and Mint,
so it's not big enough for me to crawl through.
No, it's not big enough for you and Mint to crawl into.
I could try to use my spell again. Do we want to risk it for the biscuit?
I say risk it. I'm always a fan of risking.
I say risk it.
Risk it? All right.
Before you do anything, she kind of puts you. She's like, let the ocean god guide you, and she casts guidance on you. So
not
you add a
D4
D4,
gods, but I'll take it.
Add your D4 to your roll.
I add 4 to my roll. Okay, I will ask everybody to stand. We'll get 30. Wait, what? A 1d4, you said?
Yeah, 1d4.
A d4. I will ask everybody. We'll get 10 feet back, and then everybody will stand behind me, about 5 more feet, if that's okay, because I don't want to shoot anybody.
They're on the edge of where the water would be.
Okay, yeah. And I will cast Eldritch Blast, not at the hole, but next to it to create more space. More of that.
All right, go ahead and cast.
All right. Yeah, let's just do this. Roll d20. You go 4.
1 plus 4? That's fantastic.
So, oh yeah, I got a D4.
You rolled a natural 1. It doesn't really matter. Alexander, you and Mint watch as again the same energy flows through the arms of Drusk, and at this point it almost looks beautiful, almost like Christmas lights are coming on, but it's going through his veins. And as he releases this ball, it doesn't come out correctly. It actually blows up right in front of all 3 of you. All 3 of you fall. I need everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
Disadvantage.
Oh my god.
Roll.
Why?
That's a 4.
Why? so 5 total. I roll damage.
No, you're not rolling damage. You all actually do fall inside the sewer. What'd you roll, Cody?
14.
14, not too bad. So Mint and Druce fall inside the sewer water. So as the explosion gets up, as the explosion explodes right in front of you, you kind of throw your arms back. You hit Mint in the face, and as you both fall into the sewer water, Alexander, you just dive out of the way, and you watch they fall into this very mucky, disgusting-looking water. Mint kind of gets up, gets on top, starts gagging. She's like,
I'm just stand up and be like, I think that went well. I feel like you didn't make us roll damage, or you didn't make me roll damage because we're gonna die of gonorrhea.
Yeah, no, the damage you guys are gonna take is gonna be internal. It's gonna last for years.
Chronic damage. Goddamn. I don't know if I want to try that again. No way. What's the worst thing that can happen? Am I right? Once I'm gonna stand up, get a little bit closer this time.
Okay.
And shoot again.
Man, please no. As you take your shot.
Would I get advantage technically because it's not a moving object?
No.
Yeah. That's right. 15. All right. Come on, big money. That's better than a 1, so I will take it. So that's
2.
No, it's a 4 plus 4 plus a D4. Hold on.
Guidance. She didn't cast guidance again. Actually, before I say anything, because I might be wrong, I don't want to get corrected. Let me look at the spell.
Yeah, because I didn't get to use it before.
Oh, it lasts for 1 minute, so you can cast it again. So go ahead.
Okay, so 4, 8, 12 total.
Total. Okay, it's a walls. It doesn't have ridiculously high AC. Going to roll damage.
All right.
Surprise! It's your next boss.
I will cry. Don't. Oh crap! Cancel. Go to D12 on accident. 2 plus 3. 5 points of damage. Force damage.
This is enough damage to cause a bigger hole for you to it's waist. It's enough for you to crawl into, essentially.
Okay.
It's probably up to your waist. The hole itself is it's not. It's going to be a very uncomfortable, very tight hole for you just to dive through. Mint, because she's a lot slimmer, she's going to have an easier time. Alexander, you don't have to worry too much because again, you're a halfling. You can easily just crawl through it.
All right. So how are we going to do this? Who wants to go through first?
I want to throw a handful of ball bearings down the stairs.
Okay. And you hear it go for quite a bit. before the sound kind of like disappears.
All right. Didn't sound like it triggered anything.
No.
Maybe it's heavy enough.
I'll lead the way down. I'll lead the way down then.
All right. Oh, cool. Give me a dexterity saving throw since you are technically crawling through a hole, and you do have a chance of falling down the stairs.
Let's see. It's 12.
Easy enough. You crawl through, kind of jump down. You lose your footing for a second, and then you catch yourself. Oh shit! I do actually believe you have advantage because D'Angelo, correct me if I'm wrong. He's playing a rogue. Does he have advantage on dexterity saving throws?
He would have proficiency.
I have proficiency.
Okay, so he wouldn't have advantage. Who is going next? Miss, should one of us just like stay out here and like keep watch? Or
no, it's boring.
Okay.
Plus, it's unsafe if one of us stay alone. He could potentially find us, and you'd be by yourself facing a serial killer.
I guess that's true.
Not fun.
I'll go next, I guess. Let's go ahead and roll for her.
Yes.
Roll, por favor. Okay. Melissa, if you're watching this, I am so sorry.
She's dead.
She rolled a 5. So she kind of like... You watch as she gets herself up, she slips through, and she catches herself as she goes through the hole. But because she just fell into like a pool of water and it's kind of mucky, her footings are really slippery. As she falls down, she's going to take a d6 of damage. Let's go ahead and roll a d6. She only falls about 10 feet. Damn, she took 6 points of damage. I'm going to go ahead and mark 6 down. All right. So she kind of like, Alex, you kind of watch as she like crawls through the hole, steps down, and she falls. And as she falls, her spine immediately hits the stone floor as she kind of like loses her breath for a second. Okay. D'Angelo, go ahead and give me. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage, por favor.
I've got those disadvantage. Wait, is it just a field check or is it a saving throw?
It's a saving throw.
I get disadvantage on.
You don't get you have disadvantage on all checks, D'Angelo. All ability checks. Saving throws included.
Yeah, saving throw. So not is it an ability check?
Yeah, dexterity saving throw is technically an ability check.
Oh, well, that's a natural 20 for the first one.
Okay. At this point, your guidance has
14 for the second one.
Okay, 14? Easy.
Huh?
Your guidance has worn off at this point, by the way. As you climb through the hole, you don't lose your footing. You kind of step down the stairs. And as you step down, you just see Mint still laying there. She's like, "Oh my god, my back." And Alex is trying to help her up. She's like, "It's okay." Yeah. You guys, your light orb kind of falls around you. How long does that orb last, by the way?
Let me check. Still right here. It lasts for 1 hour.
All right, perfect.
I'm going to look behind me one more time just to make sure that nobody's following us.
There's a person looking directly at you. I'm kidding.
Dude, I was like, No, I'm going to grab one of the rubble, the broken rocks. I'm going to just have it standing face up on the part that we crawled through.
In case someone comes through and just...
Yeah, so if it's knocked off, I'll know it's on my fault.
As you begin making your way downstairs, it's a very big staircase. As you guys literally heard the metal ball bearings like disappear or get like softer and softer as you're bouncing down. About like 5 minutes goes by as you guys finally make it to the floor, or like the ground floor. At this point, you guys find the metal ball bearings in a pile of sand. As the light kind of like shines a path 20 feet. There is just like this dirt everywhere. There's these ruins you guys walk into. There's these giant pillars that lead all the way up, kind of following the spiral staircase. You guys walk in. You do see, with the light, outlines of these giant statues. I need one of you two to give me a perception check.
I have disadvantage, so I will do it. Yeah,
You can help him to give him technically.
Yes.
You can't help him there.
Oh.
Alright, 15.
15, not too bad. There is around this like one of these pillars. There's this very faint green light, just kind of emanating off the floor. As you look over there, you do see kind of like the light kind of flicker in and out. As you guys begin following the path, there is this blood that leads up from the floor all the way around the staircase. What do you guys want to do? Do you decide to follow the light or the blood, or what do you guys want to do?
I throw a ball bearing into the green light.
Okay, it's quite a distance from you. You throw it, you kind of roll the ball. It doesn't get very far because, again, there's like sand all over the place, so it kind of stops about like maybe 5 feet in front of you. What'd you like to do?
Can I? Is my flask empty? It says my flask empty.
Yes, at this point it would be empty because you took a lot of drinks the last game. As you kind of
I'm going to offer my flask.
I'm sorry, Cody? What was that?
I'm going to offer my flask.
Okay. Hands you a flask.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to throw it in the sand just to see if it sinks.
It doesn't sink.
I don't trust anything.
It's just
I don't trust anything.
So,
dude.
Alex, you being a kind person, you hand this guy a flask. He looks like he's having a hard time. Thanks. Just chucks it on the floor.
Like, thanks.
He just throws it on the floor, and you're just like, okay.
Cool. And I pick it back up. I'm like, all right, thank you for that, and then hand it back.
Mint, that was
I'm
kind
not
of
trusting with my
rude.
flask again.
Say that again,
It's just
Cody?
an experiment. Don't.
I'm not trusting with my flask again.
That's fine. It's okay. I understand.
Understandable.
It's for safety.
So, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to follow the light? Well, the blood trail is coming from that light as well. Keep that in mind.
Is there anything else around us besides the statues? Like,
well, the statues.
would
You
be
guys, at this
perception.
point, you guys walk a little bit forward. The light does kind of like show these statues. They look ancient. You do get like a good glimpse at one of them. It looks like a statue of like this ancient like wizard from like the olden days. It looks to be falling apart. One of its arms is missing. It's holding a half of a staff. His head looks to be cracked down one side, missing half of his face. Nothing too like traumatizing. Not like these giant gargoyles or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just like old ancient statues from the past time, which you all would know. This is called the era of the heroes, which is when adventurers are still around. They would come to like places like this to fight monsters in dungeons, or they would go meet in ancient stuff like that. So this is like something from your past.
Yeah. Is there anything else in the room? Like besides just the statues and the green light?
Some broken vases. I will give you this because as you guys are walking through, there's some broken vases, some rusty-looking plates, some old skeletons. But besides that, that's really all you can see.
I'm gonna go take a look at the skeletons.
Okay. They are wearing. You don't have to roll anything for this. They are wearing like again adventurers' gears. Some of them look to be charred. One of them. They all come in different shapes and sizes. You see, at one point, you actually walk by one of these skeletons, and there's this giant skeleton. Looks to be like a bull skeleton, but it's holding weapons as it's on the ground. Stuff like that. There are some spell books on the ground that look to be torn up and burned.
Do they have pouches?
Investigation.
You said spell books?
Yeah, but they're ripped apart. They're burned. They're very old. You even pick one up and it kind of just turns to dust in your hands. Yeah, you thought it was gonna be easy, kid.
I'm gonna go pick up the pouches.
Investigation check to see if they have anything on them.
Nice. First roll, not so great. Second roll, after 20. All right. So the worst roll was a 10 total.
Okay. You look, and you actually grab one pouch, and as you open it, it just very, very old copper coins. There's probably like 3 coppers and 1 gold piece, as you kind of see, and they're very rusty. They're very old. This is something that you could put in a museum that will probably be worth like a lot of money one day, but like, or if you ever get out. But like, you see, you're like, oh, this is.
Wait,
really
hold
nice.
on. What?
By the way,
Hold
roll
on.
initiative. No kidding. But
I will.
Min just kind of looks, and she's like in awe. She's like, wow. She's like, this is what the surfaces of area of the heroes look like. And she kind of walks around. She walks over to where you are. That's cool. She's like, wow. She kind of looks at the bodies. So sad. Like, no one ever came looking for them.
I mean, the giant cave with probably a monster that killed them. I won't look for them either.
I guess. At this point, where you guys are located or positioned, you guys can clearly see behind one of these pillars this bright green light kind of glowing. You guys have walked a little bit deeper into the cave. You're not all the way there, but you do see like the light at this point kind of is like giving off like this flickering kind of motion. You do hear like kind of like cracking, like.
Yeah, we should probably check it out.
I want to get a little bit closer to the light and see if it does anything.
Are you just walking up, or are you trying to stealth? What are you doing?
I guess I'll try and stealth.
One stealth check, please.
That's gonna be a 13.
13. That's actually really not too bad. You to your best of abilities, because you're not knowing what to expect, you kind of like stick your head around one of the pillars, and as you look around, go ahead and give me a perception check.
That is a 14.
14. You look around the corner, and you do see this green flame, very big. It's almost like a bonfire. It's like kind of lets off this like it gives off the flickering motion you had saw from behind the pillar. And as you look, you do see a pile of dry blood at this point around the flame itself.
I will come up and do I see the flame?
Yeah, you walk up right next to Alexander, and you look. You do see the flame at this point.
And nobody else is around it?
Nope. Mint, from not what you can see, Mint walks up right next to you guys, and she's like, I assume that's where they killed the woman?
No. I want to go investigate the area.
The area you're currently in, or like around investigate that area around the fire?
Like around the flame.
Okay. You walk up. Do you want to stealth up there, or do you just walk up normally?
I'll walk up normal.
Okay. You walk up normal. You look around. There's no one in here. You're perfectly fine. But you do see like the blood curling around what looks to be like these runes, very similar to the ones that were on the body of the skin of the previous killer. As you look around, the blood itself is kind of just like on top of like the runes. It doesn't look like it's like the runes are absorbing it. It's just the person was killed right here in this direction. Mint kind of walks up and she like kind of touches your shoulder. You see her eyes are very big, and she kind of points up one of the walls. And as you look back to where the entrance was, where you, Alexander, and Mint had walked in, there is 5 not posters, but very enlarged pictures of 5 adult people. The first one is Talia, the red tiefling girl, the first victim. The second one is Samson, the Goliath shipwreck. And you see their faces at this point, their eyes are crossed out with like blood, and their mouths are kind of like sewn shut as well, like with like almost like drawn sewn. The third one is this woman, the high elf woman that was just recently killed. To the fourth one, there is this very small halfling girl, and she like looks to be a musician. She kind of has like this like little like duvet on, and she has like a little clarinet, and she's just like, look, she's smiling in this picture. There's no X's on her or anything.
Does she look familiar?
Go ahead and give me a. I would say give me a insight check. I know it's not typically used for that, but in this case, yeah, you know.
All right, 12 total. That's the lowest roll.
She kind of does look familiar. You look at her and you're like, I've seen her face somewhere. You can't really place it. The final picture, to all 3 of your surprises, is the running candidate for the mayor, currently Alexander's boss, Jacob. I always forget his name. Iacrab. I have the paper right here.
Jacob Bureaucrat.
I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, guys. But you see Cody's man.
Anthony Arlen.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jacob Arlen. You look up and you do see a poster of Jacob Arlen kind of just like smiling, almost like we're like one of his debates that were this picture was taken from. And you just see at this point all 5 of these pictures just like lined up directly above the entrance of the door.
Wait, was it Jacob or Anthony?
No, it was Jacob Arlen. I remember that. Oh, I think it was Anthony. You're absolutely right. But yeah, you see your boss and these 4 other people, 3 of them which are your victims that were just killed.
So I'm guessing this is a hit list.
Yeah.
Do
the runes, like, are they in a pattern on the floor?
They're just surrounding this bonfire currently.
I have the Eldritch Evocation, what's it called? That's the wrong side. Paper. Eyes of the Runekeeper, which allows me to read any language. Am I able to read that?
You cast a spell.
Well, it's not a spell, it's just...
it's something that you can do?
Yeah, you could just read any language.
Excuse me. You begin reading the runes, and it just... some of these words, because you've tried reading it before, and runes don't typically translate to like common or any other language. They're just like these symbols. Some of the symbols actually do translate to words like sacrifice, blood, and then you do see one that says hatred, like around one of the corners as you're walking around. Maya at this point, and she points over as you guys walk. She walks on the other side of the fire or the bonfire, and there is these 5 like large like test tubes that are just like from the ground up to the roof. And you see that there's these green orbs just kind of floating in there. 3 of them are floating in 5 of the chambers.
Anybody wants anything from Walmart?
Can I do an Arcana check?
I'm sorry?
Can I do an Arcana check?
Sure.
I have a feeling I know what this is, but that's... Arcana. And... 16 total.
16 total?
Yeah.
Not too bad. What are you trying... You're just trying to get like... What do you mean? What do you want to do with this Arcana check?
To see what they are, and if I can't figure out what they are, what they're like, what the mechanics are being used for.
They are test tubes, and they're just from what you can tell, they're just these giant test tubes that are holding these green essence, just like floating around. They do give off a magical presence, if that's something you want to know as well.
Yeah. Would it be something similar that has happened to me, my path?
You've never seen anything like this. So you're 1 second. Where are spells? There they are. Okay. Yeah, you've never seen anything like this. In fact, you're kind of looking at it, you're like kind of like all of you are feeling very uneasy. You ever have like the moment where like you feel like something like kind of like scares you and sends like a chill down your spine, you feel very cold? It's that moment right here. You all feel very cold and you're like kind of stopping. You guys hear your heartbeat kind of just like doof, 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 starts building up a little bit. Juice, you're keeping a very well composure. You don't really feel anything towards you. You're like, okay, you're just like looking around. But for Mint and Alexander, you two are very like shocked in the moment.
Okay, so they are magical in essence, but I don't know what these are. Ooh, can I? Well, my character can't really pray, I guess, to my patron and see their opinion.
Sure. Let me go ahead
and see if that works.
Yeah, let me go ahead and roll. You're level 2?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna have you roll for this because I feel like it's only fair if you're the one trying to pray to your God.
All right. What would I roll?
You're gonna roll a D100 for me. In order for you to talk to your patron, you need to roll below your level, unless you're using some sort of spell. But for
all right, 0 to 1, you guys. 0 to 1. Only time I want to roll.
You got a 0 and a 1?
No, it's a 42.
Ah. I was like, dang. I was like, good job.
Oh my level.
You kind of
no, that's not happening.
You've never done this before. You've been trained to do something like this, but you've just never done it. You're like, "Hey God, it's me." However you want to pray, go ahead. How do you make the sound or pray to your patron?
Hey, sun lizard guy. I don't know. I'm not really used to this kind of thing. Kind of need your help on figuring out what these things are. So if you could just tell me, that'd be great.
You say this prayer, and you just feel nothing. You're like, that was a waste of time.
See, I'm not really up for this God stuff, you guys. I told you, it doesn't all lie. I just walked away.
Yeah, other than that, these are the only things you guys find in here. There's no weapon in here.
Flame? I don't. Is it hot? Is it like?
It's a fire.
I mean, it's fire, but like
it's fire. It's hot.
Oh yeah, but like I thought it was like
you can stick your hand in there.
I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be as much painful as the last fire I went through.
Oh yes, the explosion. I totally forgot about that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a flame. It's very hot. You kind of just walk up to it and you can feel it, the heat.
In the runes, you said the word sacrifice. Is there any name described inside the runes?
Again, they're just symbols. They're not really.
No.
Only like 3 of those words translated, which are sacrifice, hatred, and because I have the memory of a fish, I can't remember the third one. I think it was like murder.
All right.
I don't know.
So priorities. Figure out who that lady is. Protect that. Would I know that guy's running from here?
Yeah, you've seen him several times or you've heard him several times on TV or on the radio, and you've actually seen him in the newspaper multiple times.
All right, yeah. So protect Anthony, the running mate for mayor, or the running person for mayor, and that one musician lady. I know her face, but I don't know what's from.
1 second. Let me roll for Mint as well, because I know she would want to. I don't know what that number. That's 15 for her first roll. Oh, okay, really good. Okay, so investigation, or we'll use it insight, right? So 16. She kind of looks at her and she's like, isn't that girl inside the? She kind of like snaps her finger. She's like, she's in that jazz group. I believe they call themselves the Oracles of Sand. They were on that. You see, she's like kind of thinking. She's like, they were on that podcast or the radio show with the guy who calls himself the narrator, and he tells all these like scary stories. But she recently, I know she recently just like played one of their albums, like one of the Oracles of Sand's albums for him.
I just thought of a way that I can make this very hard for the killer to kill them.
Oh, okay.
What if we kill them first?
We don't know what they look like, and they can change into anybody that they want. But what if we had security around these people, and if somebody busted a move, such as trying to kill them, we would know who the killer is. While I do my little experiment with a certain amount of people that I suspect. Cool. Also, does anybody have pencil or paper on them? Great question. I know.
So searching their pockets. I don't have one.
No.
I don't want to use my blood. Like, goddamn.
The lady's blood.
I'm going. Yeah, I'm gonna just go to. Is there like a clear wall?
I mean, none of the walls are really clear. I mean, like they're very dusty and there's cobwebs on them.
Yeah, I'm gonna like dust it off. I'm gonna get my handkerchief, and then I'm gonna pull my aqua. I'm gonna cut my hand.
Whoa.
And then grab the little handkerchief. Hold up, chill, don't worry. I'm gonna cast illusionary script, which allows me to write basically any sentence. It looks normal, but to a person who has true sight and they can read it, they understand its true intentions. I can write in any language.
Okay.
And I understand those. All right. I'm going to write, good job, buddy. That's going to translate to, I know what you are doing, you sack of shit.
Okay. Real quick, there was a pile, or like a good pile of blood that you could have used to write this.
It was dry blood, though.
I mean, but it still was like a little bit moist. You could have just like tried at least.
You said it was dry. You said it was dry.
I know, but you could have at least tried.
It has to be personal. Right? It has to be personal. It has to be personal.
Okay.
He tried killing me.
Roll a d. I'll just roll to see how much damage you take. From how much damage is your? How much damage is your claw do? I think it does a d8.
My claw does a 1d8 plus 1, which is my strength.
You take 6
so do you want me to just roll out?
No, you took 6 points of slashing damage.
Oh, nice.
So kind of like, you guys just watch. You, Alex, and Mint just watch as this detective pulls out his spearhead and just stabs his own hand and starts writing on the wall.
Don't worry about it, you guys. Oh, and I'll write it in Fiend.
Okay.
Which I believe I speak Fiend. Wait, give me a second.
As long as you speak.
But don't quote me on that. Description.
I think you only speak Celestial and
description, features. Where would I find languages that I speak?
It should be when you go on your character sheet.
Infernal. I'll write it Infernal. Sorry, my bad.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do while you guys are inside this tunnel?
I have an idea.
Okay.
If this is like a base of operations, you could hide here and wait for people to come back and then ambush them.
Yeah, but if he's trying to kill those 2 people and he knows who they are, I doubt he would be coming here anytime soon.
How quickly were the last few killings carried out?
Within like 3 or 4 days. Yeah, like they were like days apart. They were like day after day.
Right. Moving fast. Yeah, they might not be back here. Good point.
I think this person did their research.
This one, I will say, this one was a lot closer to the previous murder. This one was in 2 days.
Yeah. So the mayor, person who's running for mayor, is he doing a speech anytime soon?
Is he? I wouldn't know that, right?
He is actually. He's planning on doing one. It's like not really a debate. He's going to the nearest, not the nearest town, but the nearest section of Orange City, and discussing why he believes that funding to build more orphanages is something that would benefit the city and the poor population. So he's going to be doing that in like one of the more sketchier parts of town, which is known as Blackwood sector. The Blackwood section, excuse me. It's where a lot of
would he know what building
gangs live. Say that again, D'Angelo.
Sorry, would he know what building he's
just planning on doing it in the middle of the street.
Just in the
middle of the street. He wants to talk to.
I'm gonna wrap my hand so it doesn't continuously bleed, and so I don't take more damage.
You take 25 points of damage.
I think I'm dead. No, all right. We can. Telling him that a serial killer is looking for him would probably make things suspicious.
Yeah.
And if the person changeling, as it would be, heard us, because we don't know who it is, it could be a security close to him, they would know, and then they could just adjust their plan. So we'll probably have to do this close within our group and protect him while half of us protect the jazz partner lady. I hate my job. Yeah. All right.
So, Mint, are we gonna head back? Because I do have work in the morning.
Yeah. Rest up, you guys.
Should we bring? Well, I kind of like what Alex was saying. Should we bring the rest of the party back here? And wait?
Here?
Yeah, like come back here tomorrow, or maybe like the night after.
Yeah, I want to show
the person to return.
I want to show this to the rest of them at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll tell them.
Okay.
I also don't feel comfortable going back to Show's apothecary because I feel like it's been compromised, considering that we blew up in there.
Yeah.
And the building was kind of on fire, so it kind of tells the person, "Hey, we were here and got blown up."
Well, he did say we were all safe there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but we also got blown up there.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Shoot.
Is there anywhere else you want to meet?
Let's meet at my apartment.
Or you can meet at my bar.
Or your bar, actually. That's true.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
We
do have a private section for VIP members.
Yeah, we'll do that. Do we know how to contact them fast? Because I kind of need sleep.
I don't have the spell prepared. I probably should have prepared it before we came down here.
Yeah, I got nothing that can do right. I got nothing to tell anybody. Well, do I have a Lacrima to call in?
Not one.
To the police station?
Because even though right now, even though it's a little bit different than what we actually had back in 1950, where they didn't have walkie-talkies, they had telephones they called on, or their cars had like walkie-talkies. You guys only have the lacrimas that would be in your car. You don't have lacrimas on you. That is something that's actually being developed by your guys' science team. They're trying to get something like that. It's something that's trying to be funded for years.
I will. Let's go find our party.
Let's do it tomorrow because it's kind of late.
Yeah,
it's 3 o'clock.
We should not be by ourselves because last time I was by myself, I was attacked.
Oh.
So
I'm just gonna go back to my bar and sleep there. I have a room up there with my manager, or a house over there with my manager.
Actually, I'm gonna go back to my apartment. I have a couple ideas that I need to go over.
So you are splitting up the party.
Yeah, we are splitting up apparently. I mean, unless somebody wants to come with me. My apartment's kind of gross, so. See you guys later.
You all make your way out of the sewers, get back up to the surface. You all go your separate ways.
Oh, and when we leave, like the brick that I put there, I'm still gonna like tip it slightly, where it's like horizontal but still there.
Okay. The next morning comes. You all get to your rooms. You all take your naps. Have a better night of sleep. You do smell, so I'm assuming you guys take showers. But the next day comes, and it's the moment I've been waiting for. Adam, or Gary, you are making your way to the Mother Teresa orphanage.
Making my way downtown.
Hank lent you one of his nicer suits, or his older suits. So you look a little bit cleaned up. You walk up, you have the $200 in your pocket, and as you're making your way to the orphanage, what do you want to do to prepare?
There's not a lot that I need to do to prepare. I feel pretty ready. I just want to go. I just want to get there.
All right. You walk inside the orphanage. You knock on the door. It's probably like 10 o'clock in the afternoon or in the morning. Mm-hmm. Teresa opens up the door. The human nun. Oh, hello, nice to see you again. You look a lot nicer. I'm assuming you're here to talk. Or where's your wife actually? She kind of looks around.
My wife couldn't make it today. She's making preparations at the home for in the event. Of course, I'm getting ahead of myself, but if you would be so kind as to consider me as a potential father for.
You came back to adopt a child. Okay.
Yes.
Sure. We'll come over here. Come over to my office. We'll do the interview process. As you walk into her office, you see the little kids at this point. They're all getting ready to eat breakfast. You see Skank again, the little goblin boy that was fighting the human boy for the snacks. You see Tommy running around. You don't see Maya. You walk inside her office. She kind of sits there, pulls out his paperwork. So what made you want to adopt? Well, first of all, what child are you looking to adopt?
I'm looking to adopt the Goliath child that we spoke with earlier, as well as the young goblin.
You're adopting two of them. Okay. I thought you were adopting one. Okay.
No.
Okay. And she starts writing. So you want Maya? She's 16, so that's good. And finally get her a home. And then you want Skink. Skink, he's a little bit of a problem. I won't lie. He's a little bit on the rebellious side for someone his young age. But hopefully, after this interview, I can determine whether or not you were equipped to handle someone of his. What's the nicest way to put it? I guess attitude. His caliber, maybe.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, after you. I was just going to say, I understand the situation that Skank is likely, and I myself came from a difficult home and was not cared for and parented in the way that I would have likely responded much better to. So I just wanted to be able to extend that possibility to one of these children.
Okay. I guess the first question I have for you is, what is your job and what is your source of income currently?
Right. Well, I spent a long time in sales, moving upwards in the corporate ladder, and I most recently have actually begun. What's the word for it? It's a
deception check or insight check. Go to give me a deception, please.
I'm trying to find a freelance. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can I just? Yes, I've begun freelance private investigative work. Within the city.
Yeah, she's still giving you an insight check. Go ahead and give me deception for the parts you lied about.
Good. I'm finding the dice rolling on Beyond. Where is it?
It's going to be on the bottom left corner of your screen. It's like a little D20.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
And just click it one time, just roll it, and just go ahead and add your deception modifier separately.
No! Oh no! Okay. It's well, I'm trying to find my deception. It's a 4.
She kind of looks at you. Starts writing something down. Tell me more about your home that you grew up in. What kind of how was it? How would you describe it? Besides saying that it was not the best. What do you mean by that? Elaborate more.
I mean to say that both of my parents were deeply involved in their own professions. They both worked, and I didn't necessarily get the attention that I wanted, but it was not a. I mean, obviously, I wasn't raised by people who would negatively influence, my morals or my ability to parent. They were well enough present and provided, but the emotional connection simply wasn't there.
She's going to do a second insight check. This time, I want you to give me persuasion.
Oh, thank you. Okay. I swear if I get some stupid... Oh, okay. 18.
Okay. She kind of looks, kind of agrees with you for a second. Oh,
mm-hmm.
I'm kind of glitching out. There we go. She kind of looks at you, kind of okay, smiles, writes something down. She has a more positive attitude.
Good.
What made you want to adopt kids? Because what made you and your wife want to adopt these two children in specific?
The two of us were deeply moved by just hearing the terrible life experiences that both of these children have had to go through. And I suppose to some extent we really wanted to be able to provide them some relief from that. I know for Maya, being as she's 16, it'll only be for 2 years, but we still feel that there's a lot of good that the two of us can do in those 2 years. And for Skank, there's a lot more work that can be done. And we're willing to provide that.
All right. Another persuasion check from you, and she's going to do a third insight check.
$15.
Very nice. Now she looks even happier. She okay, write something down. How the home? We do regular checkups. Where are you guys going to be living?
The two of us are preparing a home, as I mentioned earlier. What the wife is with right now. I up until now was trying to save for a situation such as this by cohabitating with some close family of mine, but with the income that I'm earning now and the joining of our 2 bank accounts, my wife and myself, recently married, of course, we will be purchasing our own new home just outside the city.
Great.
Suburbs where it's
deception check, and she's gonna roll an insight check again.
Oh gosh.
If this works, I'll be so happy.
No!
What was that one?
Something else, please! It's a 5!
Okay. This one, she kind of looks at you, almost doesn't believe. Like, she believes you and she doesn't believe you. She's like, oh, okay. She's still in a pretty good mood. This is going to be your final roll, Adam.
Okay.
So, what are your, are you planning on adopting any more kids after these 2? Or are you just planning on making this your immediate family? And if so, what is the financial circumstances you will be using to take them to school, buy them food, the clothing, and stuff like that? Are you going to need any financial help?
Sure. As of right now, aside from the mortgage on the home, neither my wife or myself have any outstanding debts. And our plan right now is to more or less see how these 2 children are able to be affected for the better by the 2 of us. But if this goes well, we're not opposed to perhaps seeking occupation as a foster home.
Okay. Again, deception check for the debt part.
Oh gosh,
it's a little bit better.
I don't even know if I have debt. No, mother, it's a 4. Literally every one of the deception checks, it's like less than 5.
Come on, you give up.
Do you add anything to that?
Is there anything I can add?
Yeah,
do you add anything to deception? Charisma?
I don't have any spells for it. Druidcraft, Mage Hand, Shillelagh, Entangle, Healing Word, Detect Magic, Entangle, Fog Cloud. No, I don't.
Shillelagh, add some candles, make it romantic.
I can cast Druidcraft.
Okay. What do you Druidcraft, first of all?
Oh, okay. All right, here's what I do. I'd say to her, I also, in the country where I grew up in, magic was actually a major part of the economical system. So I myself actually pursued that. But of course, obeying the laws of this town, I do not perform it here. However, that does, to some extent, give me a leg up as a parent in terms of my ability to protect and install creativity within my children, as I could demonstrate, if you would like.
1 second, I'm going to roll something.
Yeah, I create a flower blossom in my hand. Apparently, I can do that.
Okay. Wow. You create this flower blossom. As you open up your hand, this small pink flower, kind of like, almost like a rose, mixed like a lotus shape, comes out, like blooms right in your hand. She was very like 50-50 on you. And she looks at that, she's like, and she kind of grabs the flower petals from your hand, puts it on her desk. You seem like a very loving man, and I think that they can learn something from you.
I would hope so.
Let's go talk to the kids and let's decide if this is what they... I mean, it's really up to them.
Okay.
As she begins walking, can you give me a perception check real quick?
So stressful.
Oh, no.
Okay. 7.
7. Plus your perception modifier?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
What am I perceiving?
You're just looking around the room.
Yeah, okay.
God, you really just needed a 10.
No.
You stand up. For a second, like this picture that's sitting on her desk that kind of faces towards her, it falls for a second, picks it up, kind of fixes it. Follow me if you would. As you begin walking, she leads you to the breakfast room. I don't see mine here, but I do see Skango. Skank, come here. And like you see this little goblinkin turns around. Giant turkey leg. Like for him, he's tiny. This big turkey leg, he's like shredding through it. Looks back, you see like this meat and like kind of like skin kind of hanging out of his mouth. Yeah, throws a chicken leg behind him, runs to you. What's up, Ma? Do you remember Mr. I'm sorry, what's your name again? I probably should have asked him. Mr. Bernard, correct?
Gary Bernard.
Do you remember Mr. Gary Bernard? Yeah, you're the one who gave me the flower or the bag of green stuff.
The herbs, yeah.
The
medicinal herbs.
Mother of the Trees looks at you. Sorry, what?
The weed.
As I spoke, I touched on earlier, I used to pursue the craft of druidity.
This is your religion. Okay, sorry.
Yes.
Thought you handed the kid dope or
there are
something.
medicinal herbs that we farm that are supposed to benefit you in several different ways that modern medicine can't
Okay.
equivalent.
I was nervous for a second.
Good.
She's gonna do an insight check.
Good.
Go ahead and give me a deception roll, please.
Guys, it was from my herbalism kit. It's not weed, probably, right?
Probably. The key layer is probably.
What did you roll?
Opioid.
10.
You're fine. I rolled a 9.
Okay.
That's with her modifier and everything added. She looks at you. Well, Mr. Bernard has something he wants to ask you. She looks at you, kind of smiles.
You said your name was Skank?
Yeah, that's what they call me.
Well, young sir, I was wondering if you would like to maybe move out of here and move into a home with my wife and I.
Kind of looks at you up and down. What's in it for me?
Well, you
Can I
wouldn't
go
have
like
to fight with food or anything like that with any of the other kids. You would get as much or as little attention as you require. And honestly, my wife is she's quite a good cook. And I'd have to imagine the food here can't be nearly as good as what she makes.
I don't know. I kind of like the stale oatmeal. The chicken
What if it was
wings. I do like fighting the other kid. And he's weighing his options. I do like fighting the other kids, but I also don't like it when the bigger kids get involved. The stale oatmeal
Well, you can
is
have
pretty
play
good.
dates whenever you want.
No, they're all garbage here.
here.
And he kind of like sits there. Am I going to be the only child you adopt? And he kind of like, you see his little sharp nails. He's like,
Yeah. No, I'd also be adopting. I don't know if you've met Maya. She's a Goliath girl. She's about 16, and she also lives here.
He kind of looks. She's a Goliath. She's weak. She doesn't talk to anyone. I can take her. Yeah. Okay. You got yourself a deal, mister. Goes to shake your hand.
I shake his hand back.
All right. You can come pick me up whenever. Excuse me. I have a chicken leg to go steal from someone. Walks away. Hey, you! Points at one of the kids. Yeah? You see this little human boy? Give me your freaking leg! He runs at him. Maya. You see at this point the nun looks at you. Good luck. Let's go to your second choice, Maya. She might still be in her room. You guys make your way up to the bedroom. Knock on the door. You do see, in fact, Maya is there. The very tall for her age, 16-year-old Goliath girl. She has a scar across her face from when she was in the fight pits. Her black hair braided. She's wearing the gray dress that she wore that is kind of like a uniform for them with a white undershirt. She's holding that kind of Raggedy Ann looking Goliath doll. And you do see, in fact, she does have like, I forgot to mention, because Goliaths, when they get a kill, they get these tattoos braided on them. She does have like this kind of like 3 separate diamond tattoos that go down right here to the, in between her nose, or right between her eyebrows, leads up to her forehead like this. Almost like a V shape. She looks over at you. Oh, hello, sir. Nice to see you again.
Hi. I believe you remember me. I came here a while back with my wife. We were investigating.
Yeah, you were saying that you wanted to find a way to adopt me, and you weren't sure if you had the money to do it.
Oh, that was a concern. Merely, we were under the impression that there was going to be a financial burden laid upon us that we ended up actually not having to deal with. So that was the only issue. Housing crisis, economics, that sort of thing.
You see, Maya looks at you. You sound different. Like you're talking more sophisticated.
Well, see, as I recently have begun work with private investigation, there's something of a character that I've had to play so that I can infiltrate a certain group of people, so as to help others. But yes, this is more or less how I am.
Mother Fear looks at her. Isn't that exciting, honey? Mr. Bernard here wants to ask you a question.
Maya, would you like to come home with my wife and I?
She kind of looks. I mean, I guess. And she looks at Mother Teresa. How long would I be able to stay here if I said no? And the mom looks. Mother Teresa looks at her. Well, about 2 years. With them, depending on how long they allow you to stay. I mean, once you're 18, they can ask you to leave. But you might be able to stay with them longer if they choose so.
Of course, you'd be able to stay with us as long as you want.
Can I take? And she kind of holds onto her doll. She's like, "Can I take Annie?" And she kind of like squeezes it. And you're not gonna make me. And she kind of like gets quiet. You're not gonna make me fight anyone, right? She kind of looks down.
Absolutely not. There's another boy that we're going to be adopting. I don't know if you met him or not. His name is Skank. He's a little goblin child.
He's a problem, but I could take him.
Yeah, I'm sure you could, and we would establish some house rules of no fighting, no involuntary roughhousing.
2 kids are gonna die tonight.
Okay.
Just adding targets.
Is she just like? I mean, she looks. I can go. When are we leaving?
That's all up to the kind nun here.
Well, if they get all their things in order, they could probably leave tonight. Do you have all your things? I mean, you just get your things packed, and Annie just kind of, or not Annie, her name is Annie. Annie kind of looks. I mean, and she points at the doll. Anne's the only one I'm gonna bring with, or not Annie. What did I call her?
Maya.
Maya, thank you. Why am my brain, guys? Sorry. Maya kind of looks. Yeah, Annie's the only thing I really have that's fine, besides the clothes I'm wearing.
Well, I'll just have to check with my wife and make sure that everything's ready for the two of you. But then it's no problem to me. How soon do you come?
Okay. Well, I can go whenever your Skank's ready to go. And as you say that, you hear, "I'm leaving you, suckers!" Like almost like the most evilest laugh you've ever heard from a small child. Like, all the kids, like you're screaming in the background. And my Mother Teresa, oh god, I'll be back. And she kind of walks down. Skank! Like, almost like very angry. Stop being a turd! Sorry! Are you sure you want to adopt him?
He reminds me a lot of one of my siblings that I had. And my parents didn't quite know how to raise him, but I believe I have some ideas. I've been around that sort quite often, so...
okay.
Yes.
Well, and she kind of walks like, are we gonna leave right now, or?
I believe there's some paperwork that I have to fill out with the nun, and then I'll be able to come back and get you.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Mister. And she goes to shake her hand. She's very shaky. You watch her hands like kind of shaking a little bit. You know, as you shake it, it's very like sweaty. Her palms.
I shake. Gently, so that as not to be aggressive in any regard. I give her a handshake. And I smile, and then I walk down the stairs.
Okay.
I leave.
As you make your way downstairs, Mother Teresa, in fact, is pulling up paperwork for you to take your 2 kids. It's about like each stack for the kids is probably about 5 pages. You fill out the stuff, just signing your name, the place you're going to be staying at, your job title, stuff like that. The name of the kids is already printed on there for you. It's really just a lot of you signing where the X's are.
Sure.
You can come get, and Mother Teresa looks at you. You can come get them anytime before tomorrow. If again, I know Maya's ready, so you can take her right now. Skank. You see Skank at this point is actually like you look in the backyard. Mother Teresa's not paying attention. You see Skank's beating up one of the kids because he's stupid. The kid's like, "Stop hitting me!" Like trying to like fight him off. And she kind of looks where you're looking with Skank, and she runs back there. The kid's like, "Oh, he's a very troublesome kid. You're gonna have a handful with him."
I'm excited. I'm going to go before I take either of them back. I need to go just update my wife on the process of the adoption and make sure that everything's sorted out.
Okay. Again, you come back a little later today if that suits you. The kids are. At least I know Maya seems to be excited. Skank, I'm not. He's a whole different story.
I understand. Yes, I should be back before the day's over. Good day to you, ma'am, and I leave.
All right. As you make your way out of the what's called the orphanage,
Yes.
Where are you going? Are you going to go back to?
Where is Bakar? I want to go to Bakar.
Bukhar, funny enough, no one asked him where he worked. No one has asked him. Like, all you know is that he is a gunsmith.
Oh god!
I go to Shoka's Apothecary.
Okay.
I don't acknowledge the bad things that have happened there. I go to the apothecary.
You run over to Shoka's Apothecary. You see a customer's in there at this point. A very it's about from where you are 2.5 hour drive to get because it's a very wide city.
Yeah.
2.5 hour drive because of traffic and all that. Shoko's in there. You see this very tall, slender man. Thank you, sir. Of course, Mr. Goodwin. Take good care. Hope that medicine helps clear up your sinuses. Thank you. Kind of walks by. Excuse me. Kind of like bows his hat. So he's wearing this very long black trench coat with a red velvet bow tie. He has like this like almost like a the uncle from Tales of Unfortunate Events, his like little goatee that he has, like kind of like sparkles. Yeah. It's kind of like that. His goatee is very like white.
I know this guy, right? Is this the guy that like teleported us there and talked to us about stuff?
No. Shoko is the shaman man who did this to you. This guy is just a random person, but he kind of smiles at you. He has a very kind-looking face. Excuse me, young man. I like your suit. He kind of points at it.
Thank you tremendously. It's a loan. Do you know where I can find Shoko?
Shoko's like literally at the front desk. I'm literally right here.
Oh my gosh! I need your help. I need you to know where Bukhar works.
Oh, and you see like the old man's like, okay. Shoko's like, okay. As you're grabbing onto him, he's like, don't touch me. He's like, I can. Okay, why? Is he in trouble?
Time is of the essence. No, I'm in trouble. I need him. I need his assistance.
Okay. Shoko is because you're freaking out. He's starting to freak out. This very old like man who's like probably like the same size as like Bukhar because he's like old age has shrunk him. You see his like little kangaroo mouse that's with him is like freaking out, starts hopping everywhere, like doesn't know where to go. Okay. And he like begins thinking. Oh, he works at the what's it called? The Doran's. What was it? Gavin Doran.
You gotta roll for it.
Oh, I died.
Do it.
What's it called?
I rolled a nat 20 in my mind. I'll roll a D100. As long as it's above.
It's Dordan's Guns and Ammo Emporium. You cheap fuck.
Translates that back. Dordan's Guns, Ammo and Emporium. So yeah, that place. Like on the other side of town, maybe like a 30-minute walk from here. Why? Wait, what's going on?
Okay. Well, you're a capable man. You know things and have achieved things.
Great. Yes, I've achieved. And you kind of like, yeah, I've achieved many great things in my life. Yeah.
Yes, and it's great, and oh my gosh, I envy all of it. Okay, so there are two children in a terrible, like awful situation. I mean, your heart would be bleeding if you just knew. I mean, saddest thing ever. I was trying to help them, right? Theoretically, get them out of that situation. However, I may or may not have put them in a worse situation in my attempts to be benevolent.
Should I be really concerned more for them right now than the current situation they're in?
God, be concerned for me, okay? We're kind of talking about me right now.
Okay.
Also them. Look, I need to know, okay, you're kind of you're a man of the town. How do I earn, like, a lot of money in a short amount of time?
Robbing banks, selling drugs, underground fights.
What?
You can transfer You can, like, honestly, like, sell kidneys on the black market. I mean, I did that for a little bit.
How much could I get for a kidney?
Oh, were you? I mean, I have plenty of kidneys. It kind of points to the back shelf. You see, actually, there's, like, jars of, like, different body parts. Yeah, you can sell one of those. You have to buy them first.
No. If I want to sell my kidney, how much could I get for that?
Kidney, that's probably, like... You look like you've done a lot of drinking in your days, so, I mean, maybe, like, 100 gold pieces, maybe?
I look like it because it was a recent problem, but I'm getting better, and that's not enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you adopted the kids, right? That would be a bad situation. He kind of looks concerned. You didn't adopt the kids, right?
Terrible thing. I can't. But here's the thing: this could all work out to be really great. I just need a lot of money, like now.
Grave digging or grave robbing is not really.
Are you hiring? Are you hiring here at this apothecary? Is this something I could do to earn money?
I mean,
I'm an excellent worker.
I don't doubt your work ethic. I really don't.
I'm a very powerful druid. I'm one of the most powerful druids that there is.
Of course, yes. I can sense the magic stuff emanating off of you. Yeah, that's a.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Give me a resume, and I'll take a look, and we'll put you through their hiring.
I'll tell you right now. I worked at Cutco Knives for 5 years.
Isn't Cutco? Oh, you sold me one of the knives. They're they work really well. I use them to cut up or open up jars all the time.
I believe it. See, I only work with quality products, and I worked with those quality products for over 5 years. I've actually become
the only problem I really have is after I use them, the handle leaves this copper color on my hands. Is that supposed to happen?
Yes, that was implemented a couple years ago. Everyone was very much into body dyes, so we implemented that into the handles of all of the knives.
Very innovative. I like it.
Yes, I only work for the future. Anyway, can I have a job, please?
Give me a persuasion check with advantage because he likes the knives.
Thank you. All right. Nat 20!
Oh shit!
Can he get a job at the bar?
He just kind of he just sits there. You know what, kid? You got heart, and I like it. You got the job. Kind of goes to shake your hand.
I shake his hand.
The copper kind of wears off on your hand. The mouse goes. The mouse sticks out his little hand to shake yours. You're gonna be working directly underneath Timothy right here. He's gonna be your supervisor, and you start tomorrow. I guess.
In the meantime, I'm going to, I believe, head over to Dordan's Guns and Ammo Emporium for a visit unrelated to this. Everything's fine. Thank you for your help tremendously. And I give him a big handshake.
Of course. I really hope the kids survive the end of the week.
Yes, sir. As do I. Thank you. And I leave.
As you begin walking off, you feel very happy. This is a new step in what seems to be a promising story. For you...
How much are you getting paid?
Huh?
Minimum wage.
You literally could have talked to my dad. Probably could have got you a job.
I could have given you a job, man.
I didn't know. I don't know anything. It was
work at the bar.
Oh gosh. But this guy's like a cool wizard man, kind of, and so I thought,
and I'm surrounded with guns. Your point?
I feel like the gun store maybe doesn't bring in as much money. I don't know. Maybe it does.
A pistol costs around $250 gold, man.
Well, fine. Maybe I'll on my way over. I'll decide to apply to your place. Just take up the apothecary. I don't mind working two jobs.
As you make your way to Dordan's gun.
And the bar, fine. I will take 3 jobs.
Oh my god.
Well, no, because they think about the bar, you get tips and there's alcohol, so it's like win-win.
That would be bad for my character. My character's an alcoholic.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, you should not work. No.
You enter inside Dordan's gun emporium. Bukhar, you're having a peaceful day. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. Nothing has gone wrong.
I want to slam the doors.
Yeah, you're cleaning your knife and you just hear whack and the bell.
Okay, well that was oddly strange. I walk up to the counter. Welcome to Dordan's Guns and Ammo Emporium. How can I help you?
Good day, my treasured friend.
How the hell? How did you find me? How did you find me? I never told you about where I worked.
Oh, you don't need to tell me. We're so close.
No, we're not. I run out every time when we're done with this with our little quests. I don't even know.
You're so silly, my good friend. Oh, have you ever seen this before? I want to make what is this? Leaves fall from the ceiling.
No, don't. Please don't.
I do it, and I wave my quarterstaff, and I'm doing that.
No, don't. Be careful, the guns.
It's leaves. They're dry.
There are customers that are inside the store, and they're just like, "What the fuck?" Like leaves. First of all, they just see like Bukhar freaking out as like this man just runs in and starts summoning leaves from the sky. He's like, "My friend." Some of them are just like looking around, like, "Okay."
I'm sorry. I like yell at the customers. I'm sorry. This usually never happens. I like pull in the back room.
As you can see, my friend Bukhar, I am a great showman. Would you not?
Why are you here? Why are you here?
Wouldn't you be ever so delighted to work alongside me for a short amount of time, so as I could earn currency and you could increase your sales?
What?
I would like a job.
You would like a job?
Yes. Here.
As well,
whatever.
First off, there has to be a motive behind this.
Absolutely, there is. I adopted 2 children I can't afford to raise.
You adopted 2 children you cannot afford to raise.
Not a current income. However, I know I can rely on my great friends to come. If you met the children, Bukhar, I know you. I know how much you love people in need, and you would yearn to help these children. They're in such dire.
I have no idea who the hell you are, and the next thing happens, you barge into my establishment. You cause leaves to fall out in my store. And now you're asking me for a job?
Yes, you're so intelligent. I am marveled at your great intellect.
At this point, you hear. What the? Why are there leaves in my store?
Oh boy, there's my gnome friend.
You walk out and you do see Dora at this point. It's like kind of coughing. You see customers are just like, I don't know, Bukhar, what the fuck? And he starts coughing. And he's like, what the going on in here? Who are you? And he points back over at Gary.
Oh, hi. Who are you?
Who are you? I own this store. Who are you?
You own this? Oh my gosh! Oh, what a delight! I am Garand Bernard. I am a dear friend of Bukhar. We work together on many things.
You know, Jordan. If you didn't send me off to that when you gave me that day off, you really shouldn't have.
Yeah, you brought back a stomach. What the? Oh, okay. What is he doing? What are you doing here? That's a question that I think should be answered. And why are there leaves in the middle of my store?
Or like Bukhar just points to him. He leaves his fault.
So far as the leaves are concerned, I am demonstrating my great prowess as a magical showman, of which would be great benefit to you and your store. And so far as my presence here, I am inquiring as to a position wherein I could acquire a certain amount of currency in exchange for very hard work and dedication and loyalty to your fine establishment.
What? Okay, first of all, magic's illegal, so don't do that here. If it's very, very, very slim, like it's like almost like impossible. Like it's like putting a thread through a needle hole the first time. That's how slim your chances are of getting a job here. Why you can't use magic? That's one thing. Do you have any sales skills? Do you have any
sales skills? Oh my! Oh, you.
No, that's a serious question. Why are you laughing? It's
oh gosh! You must not know. I was an ambassador at a company called Cutco, where we sell quality knives, and I spent over 5 years climbing the corporate ladder within a sales position.
I know Cutco. Yeah, they swindled me out of like a good $400 gold or $400.
Yeah, I heard about that.
The knife broke instantly.
How?
It was all over the news, man.
This is news to me.
Yeah, no, they're rallying up workers and they're arresting them for fraud.
Well, can I tell you something? Between the two of us, that's why I'm out. That's why I'm looking for a job. I noticed something fishy was going on, and it wasn't the establishment it was 5 years ago when I joined. I tell you that it was
insight check.
Okay.
Can I just give a disadvantage for that?
I rolled a 1. It's okay.
Oh, you don't need to give me disadvantage.
I how good he is at this. Like, good
Dorian
job.
looks at you. He sees like kind of like
So stressed.
he's looking over at Gary. Looks back at Bukhar. There's something about you that just emanates
He's like
greatness. I don't understand why.
Jordan, don't do this. Jordan.
It's almost as if like someone rolled a insight check for me and I got a 1. But I like you. You know, your personality, I feel like you can get customers in. You got a job, man.
Jordan, what? Jordan, what?
I give him a big handshake.
No, Jordan, what?
Hey.
wow.
It's happening, okay? I feel his charisma just emanates great. You can learn something from him.
Oh.
Jordan, first off, he
Literally anything.
he adopted a couple of children that he can't pay for himself with.
Single fathers also deserve second chances. You know, anything you need, Bukhar will do it for you. And I'm just gonna.
What?
Thank you, sir. You're so absolutely kind.
But if you bring kids into my store, I will hit them with the stick. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like kids at all. Like,
understandable. You remind me of my father.
yeah, kids are disgusting. Honestly, the world will regress more if kids just didn't exist. I'm just gonna be honest. Like,
I understand. You will not see them once.
okay, well, your first job is to clean up this mess you made, and don't do magic.
I will do it. I will. The magic will end here now that I know the rules, and I will begin cleaning. I have to pee in real life so bad.
At this point, Bukhar, you have been blindsided by your friend. You got someone you didn't think was going to get a job to work with you all of a sudden. We're now going to transition over to Alexander. Alexander, you are making your way to Anthony Arlum's. Well, not at this point. You guys have actually already made your way over to Anthony Arlum's law firm, and you and his rest of his politician committee have made their way over to Blackwood Street, or the Blackwood District, excuse me, where you are going to set up.
Are they doing this?
No, it's not. It's just setting up. It's not going to happen this day. But you guys are going to set up. You're making all the plans to set up for the actual rally itself to try to get as many listeners as possible. As you get there, the the district itself is very, very grimy looking. It's not the best place you would think people would come and grow up in. You actually see a lot of people there's a lot of gangs going on. You see, even at one point, this little kid is walking around with like this very big bludgeoning weapon, like almost like this like mallet on his shoulder. They all look at you. This is where a lot of the orcish people grow up. A lot of the dark elves. Some goblins grow up here as well. It's a very, very poor district. It's like where a lot of people you would think would be given a second chance, and the city that's known for giving second chances is not. They're just thrown away. Anthony looks over to you, Cody, or Alexander. Okay, so I'm thinking we just put the stage right here in the center of the street, and as a construction team's building that, we can go out and just hand out flyers. Try to get more people involved. Try to get the community on our side.
Right, that's all good. But have you considered security around this event? This isn't a great area.
Actually, yeah. This is not the safest area. My sister right now, she's going to get she's hiring people right now. She's interviewing security guards. If you know anyone, I would gladly take them on as security.
I know people, yeah.
Okay. Of course, you'd be paying them probably like $200 for their services. We see you, D'Angelo.
I need money.
But they would have to be open to just doing as what they're told. They're they're good listening orders. Also, we want them to use non-lethal force in case things get out of control. I don't want to end up on the news for someone at the rally getting killed by a security guard.
Of course, that's entirely understandable. And I can assure you that I have thoroughly vetted all these people, and I'm sure they will be great choices.
Okay. Well, do you have any ideas, like any like talking points I should cover? Because I do want to talk about building up a new orphanage where the Goodwin's orphanage had recently burned down, or not recently, but previously burned down. I want to, like, what talking points do you think I should cover?
Something maybe around here, yeah, showing off a little bit how good and everything. Not sure how well. I'm not sure how well reform might go over here.
Reform? Do you think we should talk about maybe like cleaning up this part of town, or offering better like school districts?
Maybe going to offering more social services.
Okay.
Or go into detail, try saying help people in poverty or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that would go well.
Okay. Anthony looks. He's like very impressed. He's like, I like that. Okay. What else do you think we should do? You have pretty good ideas. I mean, if not political like things I should cover, what do you think we should do in the case of things go south? Like for example, someone in the rally attacks me. We're already getting security. Do you think we should, or paparazzi wise, what do you think? Should we invite the news over here?
I mean, I'm certain there should be news coverage of this. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I think things go south with priority to get you out of here, of course.
Okay. I like this. He kind of looks at you. I know I was really hard on you a couple days ago. I was just not having a good day. I do appreciate you. I want you to know that. Even though you've only been working with me for like a couple days, almost like a week now. Thank you. And he kind of sticks his hand out to shake you. Shake yours.
I take the handshake. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, who knows? If I do make it an office, maybe I'll make you one of my counselors. Maybe like someone I can confide in. Advisors. That's the word I'm looking for. Excuse me.
That would certainly be interesting.
Well, I'm gonna go talk to some of the people in construction. Be free to look around. He hands you a handful of flyers, and you can pass it out to as many people as possible. That would be great.
Of course.
You can hang them on doors, on walls. Anyone that will really listen, just we're gonna be here for a couple more days, trying to set things up. At this point, it is Monday. By Thursday, we're looking to start the rally.
All right.
All right. He walks away, hands you the flyers. As you begin putting things on the handing out flyers, people, again, because it's a very rough part of town, they are not very open-minded to change. They're not very open-minded to people in the wealthier status. So I'm going to have you roll a persuasion check with disadvantage. I just want to see how well you handle the flyers as a single persuasion check. Excuse me.
So, it's going to be an 8.
Again, very rough part of town. You begin handing out flyers, and people just kind of blow you off. You see this one dark elf kid looks at you like, punk, and walks away. He kind of like hits the flyers out of your hands. Keeps on walking. You see him and his friends are just laughing. No one begins listening to you. You are able to keep the flyers on the wall. You put them on. You tape them down, hang them. No one seems to be taking them down. But when it comes to handing them out, no such luck. At this point, you do recognize a person, kind of just like sitting, like as you pick up one of your flyers and hand back to someone. This human man, again, very heavyset. You've met him several times. It is your, I guess, Leonze, you can call him. You look up, it's L, the person who's given you this mission to kind of like stalk Anthony Arkham. You seem to be taking a new liking to your job.
It's going well. I think you tried me.
You learned anything interesting?
So far, well, he showed up drunk to his son's birth, and his mother might have been a drug addict. I haven't gotten anything farther on that though.
That's something we already knew. Yeah, he ended up in a foster care system because his mother overdosed on pixie dust. His father, which is the current DA of the city, picked him up when he found out that his biological son was, well, his mistress, his Anthony's biological mother, was a drug addict, and he took him in because he felt some sort of responsibility. But he only took him in 2 years after he was already in the system. But what else did you find out about him? He kind of looks. Is he like begins helping you pick up the flyers and not to look too suspicious?
Right. Besides that, again, he's had a child. I think he's losing some favor with the rich in the election.
Probably has to do with the Spriggan son.
I didn't close it.
The Spriggan, Eric Spriggan. That's the name of his his running mate. He's part of. Well, his family is one of the 3 heads of the mafia families. But if you learn anything, or do you want to learn anything else, or do you have any other information for me?
Nothing else too much of it now.
All right. Well, I'll make sure to come to the rally tomorrow, Thursday, and kind of like rolls up the paper, shakes his head towards you, starts walking away.
Oh, actually, we on top of the rally, I believe it might be a plot to assassinate him then, or sometime in the near future.
That sucks. Do you have people to cover him? Watch his back?
I'm working on it.
All right. Make sure nothing happens to him. This is your last chance. Alexander kind of like smiles at you. Don't mess it up.
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Kind of walks away as he begins like pulls out a cigarette, begins smoking as he walks back to his car. At this point, you have been outside of or been setting up for the rally for the past couple hours. The stage is built. They haven't set up the banner or the actual podium where he's going to be talking. That's going to be the next thing. They're building fences to keep kids out from messing it up. Police officers are there to like protect the actual place itself. So again, kids don't come destroy it. Anthony kind of looks at you. I like to think again. If you find those friends who or people you know who are interested in working, again, $200 is what we're giving them. Just give me a call and I will set up. I'll set it up with my sister.
Of course.
Walks away. You get in your separate cars. You go your separate ways. Is there anything anyone wants to do within this little time gap? At this point, it is 6:00 at night.
Yeah, I have a couple ideas.
Okay.
I would like to go to the police station and see if Hank is there.
Yeah, Hank. At this point, 6:00 at night. You're back at the police station. Some of the detectives like, "Hi, hey, detective." Maya walks up to you. Where have you been all day? Like, you didn't show that.
Doing some brainstorming, some thinking on the case. Is Hank here?
Yeah, he's just getting ready to leave, and you can actually see at this point Hank is talking to some of the guard or some of the other regular cops, and they're like joking. They're at a coffee station. Yeah, guys, I gotta go home to the wife.
Also, what happened to that person that attacked us the other night at the library?
Oh, he went through processing, and they just took him to the prison.
Did you guys question him?
Yeah, some guy looks to be like. He said that he was a human man, mid-20s, was telling him that there was these 2 people inside the map room destroying artifacts, and that he was told that he can use brute force, but he said like it was like more of against his will. Like he was like compelled to do it.
All right. This is a little troublesome. I'm not gonna do this. Can you wait? Just wait in the office for a moment, Officer Hank, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I just have a few questions. I'll talk to you in a bit.
Okay. She walks away.
No. I'm talking to Maya. Like Maya's
Yeah.
still in. I'm talking to Maya. I told Hank to wait in the office.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Maya this entire time. Hank is still by the other cops.
Oh,
Or he's getting ready to
okay.
leave.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So I'm gonna tell Maya. Hey, I need to do something, and I need you to follow me wherever I go for. Let's say about what time is it? You said about 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Follow me for about 2 hours until I give the okay. From a distance.
Okay.
All right. And what I really want you to look for is to see if anybody's following us or if you could spot anything that looks suspicious. All right.
That seems reasonable. Is everything okay?
And do not take action. Yeah, it's fine. It's just leading to the investigation. I have a couple of theories. If you do see anything suspicious, do not act on it. Just relay the information to me when I'm done. All right.
Okay.
Don't get spotted.
All
All right. Awesome.
Kind of like now she's like, Hank at this point begins walking out the front door. He's about to walk out.
I'm gonna go grab Hank real quick.
All right.
I'll walk up today. Hey, Officer Hank, right?
Oh, detective. Yeah. Again, Hank is compared to you. Hank is about a whole head taller. Goes to shake your hand. Nice to see you again.
Hey, I have a few questions regarding the case. If you have time.
Yeah, I'm always willing to help a fellow officer.
This is going to. I'm gonna have to ask you to come with me. Basically, you're not being detained. It's nothing to be concerned about. It's a test, if you will.
Okay. You see, at this point, Hank gets kind of uneasy, kind of like stiffs up his shoulders.
All right. Don't worry. Don't get nervous, bro. We're both on the same team, right?
I hope so. He looks at you. Where am I going exactly?
We're gonna go on a little field trip.
Okay.
Would you like to step in the car?
We're still at the front door of the.
Oh yeah, I know, but like to my vehicle.
Sure. It kind of like looks at you. Walks over to your guys' car. Opens up the passenger side.
Yep, and then I step into the driver's seat. All right, we're gonna go to the broken down orphanage. Do you remember that one?
Yes. So the broken down orphanage is in Blackwood. As you begin driving down, it's about like an hour and a half drive. You get there because you are the farther precinct. You get there, and the orphanage itself, it's still crumbled. It has not been touched. No one has touched it or rebuilt it in the past 15 years. It has been like that ever since.
Yeah.
And as you get there, Hank's looks a little worried. Why are we here?
Okay, so as you know, I'm part of an investigation right now regarding 3 murders.
Okay.
Now, I have reasons to believe that's a serial killer. And you are not my prime suspect, but you are one of the suspects. I'm just going to be straight up with you. Just going to be honest. To be honest, this is more of a test to see if the person will be following me because, I don't know, I feel like he thinks I'm getting a little bit close and to see if he busts a move.
Brought me, officer off duty, who does not have his weapon on him currently.
I mean, do you need a weapon? I'm not planning to.
It sounds like I need a weapon because you're saying that a person is following you.
Well, I mean, there's not a high chance that you are the murderer, but there's still a chance. So
I'm confused. You're saying that you're afraid that the murderer is following you. So you bring.
No, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
But you bring. I'm just trying you're to a suspect. How am I a suspect? That's the one question I have.
I don't know. I'm just going through all possibilities.
Okay, then why don't you start with your partner? Or
I did.
Okay, and
it's okay,
but there's been, and he kind of like looks. There's a car following behind us. Why don't you start with that person? And then, why did you bring me here? And he kind of like looks at, huh?
Is it Maya?
Yeah, he's like looking at the car behind you.
I literally said from a distance, this girl needs to get fired.
Again, this is like her first week on the job, and you're like, oh shit. And then he kind of looks, why are we over here at the orphanage? Like, this thing has been for years, burned down for years.
Yes, there was a lead regarding the past. I have a reason to believe that the murderer is going after certain people based on this orphanage that they all went to.
What lead? That wasn't in the report.
Oh, no, it was a part of a picture that blew me up. See the little scars and, little accessories that I got.
How did a picture... What? Okay.
A spell.
And you see at this point, he just kind of like, he gets down on both, like he kind of crouches down, kind of puts his hand in his face. He's a big guy. So when he crouches down, he hits the dashboard out. Okay, I don't know what to say. I'm confused. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Calculating down, just fine. Okay. What? And he just kind of like looks at you. And you're saying, okay, so there's someone trying to kill you. Someone came here, murdered people. Or they're murdering people from this old, burnt down orphanage.
Yes, 5 people, to be specific.
5 people. How many are dead?
There are 3.
3, okay. And then you decide, because you think you're being followed, to bring a suspect with you to make sure you're not being followed, but someone is following us. And I'm still the prime suspect.
No, you're not the prime suspect. I just said you are a suspect.
Okay, how, in what ways have I proven to be a suspect?
I don't know. I'm just doing this. Anyways, just go with the system, man. Just go with the flow.
Detective, I think, and you kind of like, Detective, I'm going to take the bus home. And I think you should probably do a much deeper investigation into the people you call suspects, because honestly, you really just did a terrible job and you thought it was me. He gets out, he opens up the car door. I really wish you the best of luck, and I hope you find the right person.
Can you do one favor for me, though? Just to make sure, it's just safe.
Yes, Detective. And kind of like looks back, smiles at you with his chest.
Yes. Just one favor. This is going to sound super crazy and really dumb. Hey, could you lift your shirt and go like that for me just real quick? I just need to see. It's just a little bit of skin. All right, I'm not asking for you to strip. Right?
Go ahead and give me. It sounds like you are. Go ahead and give me a persuasion.
I'm not. No. I'm not asking you to cover shirt. Just go like that.
No.
A little bit of a.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check with disadvantage, because he does not like you at the moment. He's just very iffy with you.
14 total.
14 total. Okay. He looks at you, Detective. I've been having a pretty crappy week, okay? My brother-in-law came back into town and asked for money so he can adopt some kids.
You just say your week's crappy? I was blown up.
Okay, this isn't a whose horse is bigger
and
than
I was trying to be killed twice this week.
Okay, well, I'm sleeping on the couch. My wife is... Detective, you had your time to talk. I am really agitated that I am now a prime suspect after I've been sleeping on the couch for the past week, because of this whole thing when I stepped with my brother-in-law. I'm going to let you know, I don't ever want to talk to you again, and I think it's best if you just leave me alone. He gets out of the car, and as he does that, he flashes his neck. He flashes his neck, and because you have the weirdest fetishes, shows his neck. You see there's no runes. Empty. Is there anything else? Would you like me to take off my pants? Or... No? Great. No. Goodbye. And he closes the door.
I mean, if you want,
he's already closed the door. And he just kind of looks, and he looks over at the car that's been following you. Knocks on the window. Are you serious? Looks back. It's your partner, sir. Walks away.
I'm gonna tell Maya to go home. Just go.
Is there anything else anyone wants to do before the night ends? Gavin?
Nah, I got nothing. I'm just gonna sit, take a cigar, just like smoke. I'm just wondering what the hell happened, basically.
Well, I will say this. Actually, no. Andy, Adam, roll me a. I guess in this case, technically this is a performance on how well you work. Roll me a performance check. On your mic's a little dim. Maybe put your mic a little bit.
Sorry. Yep. Here we go. Whoa. Okay. Let me get my modifier is. Okay, 19.
You know, surprisingly, Pukar, Gary works amazingly well. When he puts his mind to it, he is the best damn worker. Gary, you probably made about 3 sales on your first day. Now, you didn't know the right prices for everything, but you still made sales. And you see some people like, what? So you're saying this is like the best gun on the market as he pulls out like this very like rustic looking shotgun, and you're saying like I can get this half off?
This is happening right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Half off. Yes. Well, see, the thing is that this was an after production model. So they completed this. They started to move on to a newer model, which hasn't been released yet.
Okay.
This is kind of in between the two of them. But we're selling it for half off, obviously, because people get confused. They're like, this isn't the 450. This, and it's not the new one. It's not the 550. It's it's the 500. What they don't recognize the name. So it's kind of like you take a label off something, but it's still the same thing.
Okay.
That's kind of what's going on.
Yeah, I'll take it, dude. Yeah.
Okay.
As you're watching this happen, and you're just like, okay, it's not too bad. He's made some pretty decent sales in a day. Is there anything else? As you're sitting there, Gary, you feel a sense of accomplishment. Like, I completed something. The day is coming to an end. You were supposed to get your kids before the day's end.
I'd like to go up to Bakar.
Okay.
I say, Bakar, I don't know what I can offer you that is worth to you as much as this would be worth to me. However, I need the appearance of a residence for quite literally less than 12 hours. Just something for the night to put 2 very well-behaved, relaxed children at. I could even take one of them. I could take one of them to my brother-in-law. That's fine. I just know, he doesn't have a whole lot of space. So if I could put the really well-mannered, quiet one that like keeps to herself, like if I could just put her up where you live. This is a big ask, and I realize it's a big ask.
With rent.
But I've earned you so much money,
With rent.
Yeah.
Or else I'm not doing this.
Oh yeah, obviously, rent is covered. I mean, you're getting my salary. Basically, there's 2 people working, but you're getting the money. That's the reason I have this job.
Just give me like 10 gold and we'll call it a day.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I just it's on such short notice. Yeah. Okay, I give him the 10 gold.
Now you still have to pick up your kids. Are you gonna go pick up your kids now?
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh wait, I need to talk to Hank first.
Okay. At this point, you get to Hank's house right as he walks up to his front door. He's like, "Oh my god." He's not wearing. He usually wears his uniform when he comes home. He has a wife beater on underneath. He's holding his shirt underneath his arm. Listen, Gary, it's not the best day, and I just can't handle anything you have prepared to offer me.
Look, you look like you had it rough. I don't need anything from you today. I just want to say thank you for the money and the suit. I really appreciated it, and I was actually able to achieve what I set out to do today. So,
you know what? I'm glad. And you're gonna pat you on the shoulder. I'm very proud that you're changing your ways. God, if you could, tell your sister that, and she can probably get off my ass. That'd be great.
Would that be good for you? Would that help you
No,
out?
actually, that would make things worse. I was being very sarcastic. Please don't do that.
Okay, all right.
I want to go back to my bed as soon as possible.
Yep. All right. Well, I'll leave you to that, and then I'll have the suit back to you by tomorrow morning.
Can you make sure that there's no marks or anything on that? Because that is my wedding suit, and I did not think about that And Amelia went.
Your wedding suit?
Yeah, Amelia went looking through her closet, and I realized I gave you our wedding suit.
Okay. Yeah, I will make sure it is.
Thanks.
It is well. Yeah, it is well taken care of.
Yeah, just like gives you like a little nudge on the shoulder, and he kind of like looks at the stairs and like lets out like the most depressed sigh you've ever heard. It's like, walks up, opens up the door. Have a good night, Gary. Just closes it behind him.
I leave. I inner monologue to myself. It just didn't seem like a good time to ask if he could watch the non-well-behaved kids, so I guess I will just head out with them for tonight. I'd like to go. Well, okay, crap. I need Mint.
Okay.
But I feel like I should involve her character until her player is here because I have some big questions.
Yeah, I don't have the answers.
I think we
to big
can. I
questions.
think we can end that. Yeah.
We'll just say you make you get over to the orphanage.
Mhm.
The Mother Teresa's like, oh, I wasn't sure you were. Oh shit! Dope. What?
It's moving. We heard nothing and you were frozen.
Yeah, we didn't hear much.
Okay, you guys didn't hear it. So you make it to the orphanage, and Mother Teresa is just like sitting there. And yes, to all the people watching, yes, Mother Teresa. I was too lazy to come up with an actual other name, and I just chose the nearest nun to my memory. But she looks at you. We weren't sure you guys were gonna make it. Skink and Amy are waiting for you. See, Amy's just kind of sitting there with her doll. Skink has like this very large suitcase. He's a small little goblin boy, probably like 3 feet tall. The suitcase is probably like a whole head taller than him. And he just sits there waiting. He's like, oh, it took you long enough.
Yes. Well, just had to. Yeah, had a long discussion with the boy. Anyhow, I'm ready for the kids, and I assume everything's already finished in terms of the legal stuff.
Everything is
All right.
taken care of.
Well, I appreciate your time and allowing me this opportunity. Home inspection is when?
Home inspection will be taken care of by the end of the week, so you have till like Saturday or Saturday.
Sure. I mean, you could come whenever, really. It doesn't matter too much to me, but sure, Saturday sounds great. I obviously have Saturdays. Okay, all right, kids, come on, let's go back to your new home.
Skeets like looks. Are you gonna carry my bag, or am I gonna have to do it myself?
Oh, you. All right, just this once.
You pick up the bag. Yeah. The little goblin kid just walks behind you, just like. So, and as Mother Teresa she gives the kids a hug, like, I will miss you guys. Like, thank you so much. And just remember, like, you always have a place in case something doesn't work out. Looks back at you very sadly, but I'll miss you, kids. She gives them kisses on the head. And you see Sink, yeah. All right, guys, let's go to my new palace. Kind of like smiles.
Well, I leave with the kids.
As you begin walking, Skank's just like, so are we just gonna like where are we staying? And yeah, Maya's like, yeah, I kind of want to know that as well.
Yeah, my wife has not yet finished the preparations on the house or whatever, but a really close friend of mine actually offered the two of you up. So we're just gonna hang out there for tonight, and then by tomorrow you'll have space.
Okay. We'll say that you guys make it to Bukar, back to the Gunsmith Emporium.
I'm just brandishing a gun as they walk in.
Instead of bringing in one kid, you see a very large kid, a Goliath girl, and a very small goblin boy.
Oh, I don't go into the establishment though, because I remember the rules.
Yeah.
I want to from outside. I want to just tap on the thing and wave,
Okay.
the window.
You see Gary just kind of knocking, like waving at you, like very ecstatically.
Go out and walk out. Oh, so these are your kid. Are you sure that's not a full-grown adult?
Oh,
I get pointing at the Goliath girl.
Maya's a Goliath. They are tall for their age. Anyhow, where are you staying? Where's the place?
All right, just lead him to like my little apartment.
It's not too far away from the actual emporium. It's probably like maybe a block away. As you get inside, the establishment is meant for a gnome, so the furniture there is very small for a Goliath person, and like there's really like one chair, one table, a small couch. It's a single bedroom apartment with a kitchen and a living room. So this is where we're staying. You see, like the skink kind of looks up and down. No, it's not very. It's not a lot. I was expecting a lot more.
I like get my revolver and like put one in the chamber so slowly and just put it back in my holster.
The little goblin kid, hey man, I'm just saying, I'm used to a certain lifestyle and the same.
Like I said, kids, it's just for tonight. So,
all right, I call bed, and he starts walking towards the bedroom. No, you see Maya. I don't think. Excuse me, no, skink, and she kind of like grabs him. We can't do it. Hey, she picks him up. Okay, again, very big girl picks him up. This little thing. He's about the same size as her Raggedy Ann doll. You let me go! I'm not small! I'm big! Release me!
I like whisper to Gary, this isn't gonna last long, is it?
no, it's literally just tonight. I'll double the rent.
I like give out my hand.
Okay, fine. I give it in advance.
Thank you. Well, you can eat whatever you want in the fridge. I have a ton of leftovers in there.
Skink is still screaming at Maya. She's holding him. Thank you, sir. You release me now! You cow! You monster! He is not happy. He's just being held like a child. And she lets him go. He's like, thank you. Kind of cleans up his shirt. Walks away. Excuse me. Sorry about that. And she kind of walks up to you. Thank you again, Mr. I haven't got your name.
Bakar.
Thank you again. She kind of like goes to shake your hand.
Like shake her hand.
All right. At this point, Gary, you can leave. I'm pretty sure you're leaving, right?
Do I have things I have to do? Are there like mission things going on?
It is totally up to you guys. At this point, I was actually about to ask: is there anything anyone else wants to do before we go on to the next day? I know Cody. Obviously, right now he can't like go and recruit you guys to do this job. But the next day, you guys can probably do that.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask if Maya could go find everyone.
You see Maya say, well, sorry, Drewska, it's kind of my day off. Or not day off, but my night off. I'm going to go home and go to sleep. She kind of looks at you, smiles.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Good job. Just
Yeah, he wasn't very
when I
happy.
say follow me, just a little bit further, just a little bit farther, like I don't know, like 80 feet away,
Oh, you said follow. And,
or
it's just not like I didn't
I
know.
said from like a distance.
Oh,
like,
sorry.
like,
It's literally like
not
my
like-
first time ever doing that. I've never really tailed
Yeah,
someone.
no, I understand. You know, have you ever played hide and seek?
No, I didn't have a lot of
kinda
friends
like that.
growing up. Oh, okay.
Oh.
We're just interrupting now.
All right, well, have a good night.
Oh, okay. She kind of like
I'm not-
drives off. In that case,
I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay at the place, like the broken down
okay.
place.
Are you gonna like? Are you like staking it out? What are you doing?
Hold on. Yeah, kind of. I'm gonna just look around.
Okay. Perception check.
But they can do that next session. Oh. Perception, you said?
Yes.
Perception. Oh, I don't see. I see nothing.
Okay. Yeah, you just look around. It's very dead. Besides the occasional person walking down the street, you don't really see anything that catches your eye. Maya's already gone at this point. You begin drifting off a little bit. I mean, it's been a long couple days.
Yeah, I'll sleep in the car.
Yeah. And
I
as you
think my knife just.
Yeah. Did you just like stab yourself? Oh, he dropped his knife.
No, I think.
But-
No, like something came out. But
Okay. As you close your eyes and you wake up, nothing seems to be changed. The next day has come. All of you wake up. Maya and Skink are screaming around in your house now. At this point, well, it's really Skink, Bukar. Gary, you are. I'm not sure where you stay. I think you just like found like the nearest place and you slept there, unless Bukar was kind enough to let you sleep in his house.
I mean,
was gonna
he
sleep
probably would. Yeah, he probably would. Like,
just to like make sure the kid don't like
Yeah.
kill themselves or something.
Alexander, you have a pretty well rested night. You go back to your apartment. There's not a lot there because it's all a hoax, and you're just using it as like a base operations. But you all have like a well rested night, and all of a sudden, all of you, and that includes Mint, you all hear in your head, there once was 5, and now there's 2. Next, I'll be coming for each and every single one of you. And as you all close your eyes, there is the same green fire pit that kind of glows, and you see within the fire pit a face just smile, very evil, malicious looking face. And standing in front of the fire pit is this person wearing this large black cloak with their head covered. And from where their arm would be, you see this something kind of like dripping off, almost like it's melting. And upon closer look, you see it's actually skin just like falling off. And the person looks back, and as the creature or the person, whoever they may be, their face is just like this like giant glob of mess skin just like scrambled together. And you just see teeth, eyes, all in random places where they shouldn't be. He sees the skin starts dropping off. And that is where we're going to end the episode.
Yeah, we probably should have stayed there.
All right. Yeah.
I just didn't think you would.
Thank everyone for watching. Again, we're going to be posting this stuff on YouTube. Hopefully I do it right and I don't accidentally delete the episodes.
Damn you.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. We are going to be doing recaps. Me and Adam are kind of working on that. But thank you guys for playing. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of The Midnight Calling. And we will see you next time.